Tucker.
Oh god, yeah. Oh god, yeah.
Because I got about an hour in it yesterday, but we'll talk about it during.
Well, that's nothing. That's fucking rookie numbers.
That's
That's
all-
rookie numbers.
That's on Game Pass, right?
Oh yeah, it is. Oh god. Well, we'll get into it.
I gotta try it out this weekend. Just see the absolute shit show that is Exo Primal. What's going on, guys? Hello. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. We're not officially started yet, but I'm just saying hi to everybody that's in the chat.
This is the pre-show.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we haven't started yet. You guys will know because I'll say welcome. No, just kidding. I'm not gonna say that this time.
Why?
I see. That's the kind of environment we're working in.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You guys
dude.
should strike for better working conditions. Not to deal with this shit.
Once the recording starts, my energy level is couple levels higher.
Yeah.
It's true. It's a little obnoxious.
Actually comes to my stream every day. Every time.
Right?
Yeah, it's really funny because every time I come to his stream, I'm just like, hey, nerd. And then yesterday, it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. It had like one of those things where it's just like, you've subbed for 34 months.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, leave a comment. And I checked it off and I said, take this money and buy a new game when he was playing Elden Ring.
Like, please.
Like, please.
Well, how'd your ball run go?
Yesterday was really bad. Yesterday
I
did not go well. But yeah, we'll talk about it on the podcast. I almost have 700 hours, so I'm so close to 700 hours.
So
now.
disgusting.
That's insane. I don't even think I've been alive for 700 hours.
You have been.
I know.
News alert! You have
You're taking me seriously in this economy?
I'm gonna be honest. I was just really concerned. Okay.
Hey,
Maybe it's like a big situation.
what a man with this hat on not know what he's talking about? Come on.
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
we're all
We should
good.
be good. Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, but let's do it.
Let's do it. Gotta make sure I turn the music off. All right.
I'm taking another pill.
That's where we press record.
Right there. Take the pill on camera.
I'm taking another pill.
On camera. Yeah. Pre-gaming.
Pre-gaming.
Pre-pilling.
How you doing, Carlos? How you doing?
Pre-gaming the fucking Excedrin.
All right.
It's gonna get crazy. We're taking Excedrin here. Holy shit!
Popping Excedrin like they're candy. It's
It'll be about 10 more minutes before that milli vanilli of Excedrin kicks in.
All right.
Yo, what's up, Carlos?
Welcome everybody to episode 75 of the Point in Progress podcast. I don't know why I keep closing my eyes. I gotta just restart that again.
Yeah, stop closing your eyes.
It's
Stop.
like,
All right.
Open your eyes, Harv. Do you gotta like just straight up just like.
Welcome to episode 75 of the Point in Progress podcast, your weekly check-in podcast talking all about Final Fantasy 16. And today is Fee's birthday.
Holy shit! It's Fee's birthday. Happy birthday, Fee.
Yeah, I gotta hit with that golf clap.
Yeah, here.
You don't want the microphone to peak. So you do a nice little one. There you go.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
I mean,
Happy
my
birthday.
mic doesn't pick anything up that's away from like right here, so it's okay. A little housekeeping before we get into everything. We have a guest today, it's Tucker. It's Tucker.
Oh, yeah.
Tucker.
How you doing,
Oh, yeah.
Tucker?
What is that?
Yeah, who the fuck is Tucker? Tell me who you are.
What if everyone else told me who I was? You know, what if I'm taking too many Excedrin here?
Tucker unlocked, actually, funny enough, you mentioned that, right? Because Tucker actually unlocked a base memory in the Point in Progress lore that he was there in our
A
inception.
third base memory.
He was there for our inception. If you go to our Discord and look at our general, he has one of the first drafts of the first base club, which basically was the beginning start of Point in Progress.
Yeah.
That's wild. You were there.
Crazy enough, I think that was like one of the last times I was like really interacting with you guys. And I'm sorry, I know I've been floating in the wind. I've been doing a little something called graduating college and getting the life and having a girlfriend. I'm sorry. But you know what? I'm back. I don't have a life. I don't have a job. My girlfriend's okay. But
Okay. You have a cat. I've seen the cat.
Yeah. And I really hope she doesn't come up here and start screaming because it's really fucking annoying when I'm trying to record. And she does it every single
time. It's not a pit podcast without somebody's cat attacking them.
Oh,
good.
My cat climbs me like a ladder, almost every podcast.
This is a theme. For everybody that has cats in here. They're like, "Fucking cats! What are you guys doing?" That happens all the time.
Remember, don't fuck with cats.
Also, Frank, your camera.
I know it did the same thing.
Is it your wire? Because I remember you were trying to get a new wire.
Well, that was the USB-C wire that came with the camera.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing if it's anything, it's probably just maybe that wire. Because I noticed like when I moved my desk, that's when that came up. Yeah. So I think like it's just a bad connection on the wire. I'll swap it out later, but I'll just do this really quick and I'll get back in a second.
All right, let's go around the horde. How you doing, Sly?
Well, I mean, as we established before we started this podcast, I did just pop another Excedrin, so
Yeah,
doing
party
great. Hanging in there. If I have murder eyes, it's just the migraine. It's fine. We're here. We're
You got
partying.
those Excedrin eyes.
The Excedrin eyes.
Excedrin eyes.
You gotta hit him with that Excedrin stare.
Oh God! I wish I knew I wish this was like an Excedrin commercial right now. Just a list of all the side effects. Side effects may include death.
And this week's sponsor, Excedrin.
We're just staring into nothingness.
Exactly.
Frank
actually works low rise.
Frank, take other drugs containing prescription or non-prescription NSAIDs. Have 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day without using this product. Take more or for a longer time than directed. Do not use every day when using this. Somebody cut me off from this bit.
Yeah,
I was trying to understand the words that were coming out of your mouth there.
I don't think I heard one side effect that I actually recognized somehow.
Don't do the thing and take the pill.
I thought they wanted you to drink with it. That's what I thought you just said. Yeah. Frank, how you doing, Frank?
I'm doing good. I have a new camera.
It looks good. It looks very good.
Thank you. I bought into the Elgato Life. As you can see, maybe they sent me a bad wire because
it's because we had this discussion before. It's your fucking port that you put it in. In the back.
So I moved that one. Okay. I put it into a USB 3. I literally disconnected something so I could put it into a 3.0 port. But I think that's still. I sacrificed the USB-C. The USB dongle on my keyboard. So I can no longer USB into my keyboard anymore. But
does your keyboard need a USB 3?
No. I don't think it does, but I like to put a USB 3 in there just in case.
Yeah, it's a USB 3 port. Needs more data. Like if you're typing a really long word.
Sometimes you really need those keystrokes.
Honestly, I just use the port to just charge my vape pens. So it's not really all that necessary anyway.
Oh, he's got like 4 vape pens connected to his computer. Fee!
Why don't I have any USB 3 slots?
Yeah.
What about all the vape pens? No.
It's the smoke coming out of your computer. Fee,
how
are you? How was your birthday?
It was good.
It's still your birthday. It's still only 10:30 there. So it is still
my
your
birthday. Honestly, as my boss said, it's my birthday week. I do find it very funny that earlier today I was hanging out with someone on Discord, and all of a sudden I was just vibing, hanging out on Discord, and then decided to go hang out in someone's Twitch stream. And a friend of the show, of course, Amber, pointed out it was my birthday today, and then Harv on Discord. No, Harv specifically was like, wait a second, it's your birthday today. And I'm like, yes. And he's just like, today, not just this week, just today. And I'm
I like how he's questioning you.
And I'm like,
Okay.
It's not like
You just
we
wanna
put
make
it on our
sure.
meeting doc or anything. Like seriously, people.
Like,
To be fair,
like, Harv, did you tell her? Did you double check or something? Like,
no, I wanted
you
her.
grab
I
your ID
wanted,
real quick?
yeah, I wanted to get her birth certificate just in case. So
Yeah.
like,
And you know what? Social Security while we're at it. You
Yeah.
know, credit card numbers. Just to
there-
really make sure.
so from the span of today to next week, there are 3 birthdays of close
Wow.
people to me. So like, it's just like, it's one of those things where like I'm trying to
whole
figure out
week,
where
the
everybody's
whole
birthday.
week.
Yeah, it's all this entire week it speaks.
Yeah, Carlos Harv was in fact trying to gaslight me into thinking it wasn't my birthday today.
No,
Did it almost work though? That's the question.
It did
Yeah,
not
sure
work.
about that.
Okay.
Sure.
no, but usually when people say it's their birthday, I'm like, oh, is it tomorrow? They're like, yeah, it's tomorrow, but it was actually today. So
Yeah, no, we it's been a good day. Went shopping. Was trying to actually buy a dress, ended up buying a sweater instead because of
Okay.
course it's the middle of summer
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's 98% humidity outside. But I have an AC beside me, so we're fine. So now I don't have to like fan myself every 2 seconds. And ended up going to dinner. Okay.
Story time.
I know this is a story time, guys. So
Oh, yeah.
I had some sake tonight. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But we went to a nice place, downtown Halifax, which was fantastic. But I'm not gonna lie to you. We were sitting in like it was relatively busy. And we had gotten our drinks
Wait,
and we
for
had
the pod?
yes.
Where in relation to Pizza Corner was this restaurant?
right beside it. This one took over one of the pizza places on Pizza Corner.
No. This was
So
right.
this is
on
a
the
pizza.
waterfront.
This is a pizza place plus a
Okay,
sake place.
This is right on the waterfront. It was like a Japanese fusion place. So we ordered our food and got our appetizers. And I swear, and if that person who was our waiter tonight ever listens to this podcast, I'm so sorry. But like for the first like 3 interactions we had with him, he did not speak with any sort of like European accent whatsoever. I just
Wait.
want to put that out there. And then he comes back
Just going.
and he has a freaking like European accent for no reason. And we're both looking at each other like,
Well, that means
What?
one is accurate and one is a
Sounds like a
lie.
Seinfeld episode.
and I was just like, I looked stunned. And Luke is like looking at me and the guy walks away and he's just like, did he have an accent beforehand? And I'm like, you did not. And I'm like sitting here like, no, he did not. I don't know what's happening.
There are 3 options.
How much sake
Number
did you have
one-
before this though?
Only 2 shots. It's fine.
Okay, well then maybe that makes everyone sound like they have a European accent, or certain people.
Okay, if it was, it would be everybody. And I know for a fact I didn't sound like it was a mixture between like a British and like an Australian accent. And I'm like, where did this come from, sir? I would
So
love
it could
to
be
know.
fake.
Can I
Yeah.
follow up to your sake story
Yes.
time? I've only had sake once, and it was very good, and I really enjoy it. However, it was definitely legally drank
Drunken.
at a restaurant during PAX. Thank you, Ian Preschel. And it was delicious. However, I have not had sake since.
Well, I would recommend like the sake that we had this evening, or soju is also really great, which is the really famous like Korean drink, because it doesn't taste like alcohol. Fun fact, which shout out to the people who I went to New York Comic Con 2018, where we all went to K-Town and we were doing karaoke, and I don't remember who bought it, but someone bought like plum soju. It was like melon soju, I guess, and it was just like, this tastes like juice. It is not, in fact, juice, guys. That was a big mistake. This is me talking about drinking on a podcast.
You know what's really
no,
good though? Japanese whiskey is really, really fucking good.
Japanese whiskey is actually the shit.
Yeah.
B,
Yeah,
I
no-
have a question for you.
Yes, what's up?
Are you a hot sake or cold sake person?
I like cold drinks, so cold, but I will
I
drink it hot if it's winter.
Yeah, a hot sake during winter is like absolutely to die for.
See, that's good. But in like with how humid it is right now, it is not a hot drink.
You don't need your
Fine.
insides to be humid as well.
Exactly. But,
Yeah.
but also like random also once again, I don't know anybody's name in any of the stories that I'm about to tell, and I'm gonna keep it very short. But shout out to the girl who works in the Halifax shopping center, specifically the Starbucks, because she was the sweetest girl on the planet.
On the off chance that you're watching this right now, Halifax girl who works at the Starbucks, shout out to you.
Yeah.
No, okay.
You're gonna make your day.
When you get free drinks, okay, they didn't have like a name tag. If I knew their name, I would have said it, but whatever. So I went up to her.
Dox her.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, if I just happen to know like her address.
If I knew your
if you Starbucks, I would dox you right now.
If I knew your name, I would dox the fuck out of you.
You forgot the I in Fiona when I told you the drink. You spelled my fucking name wrong.
No, okay, let me explain. So as some of you may or may not know, when it's your birthday, you get certain perks going to specific places. So I go to
Never heard of that before in my life.
Wow. Okay. Well, fun fact: you want to go get a free drink on your birthday? Go there, because if you have the app, you anyway. I don't care.
You have free Krispy Kreme donuts on your birthday. I used to do that.
With Starbucks ad.
I'm like, that's what I'm trying not to say specifically. Starbucks.
This week's sponsors Southern and Starbucks.
Remember, this season, stop at your local Starbucks for our seasonal drink. It's a cup of coffee with some sugar in it.
Oh my God.
That's it.
All I just wanted to say was this girl was very nice, and she was very like polite and said like, oh, it's your birthday, happy birthday. And she kept saying happy birthday to me. And I'm like, that's really sweet. And then she made my drink for me, gave me my drink. And then she's just like, drink for Fiona, happy birthday again. And I'm like, you're so sweet. And I took my drink and left. And that was my story. I tried to be
awesome. Wow.
I was trying to say that someone was nice to me today, but apparently I got berated thinking I was giving an advertisement, and then people shading me. Once again, I'm getting berated, gaslit.
Guys, I think it's Fee's birthday today. I think it's Fee's
birthday too. You might want to double check that, Fee. I don't know if it is actually, but
can we call your parents?
Plot twist on the Starbucks story. Fee never told her it was her birthday.
What?
Plot twist on the Starbucks story. Fee never told her it was his birthday. She just like started saying it. She just knew somehow.
You. It said on the app. I had to use like a thing. I'm stalking like this. I'm not going to show you guys the rest of my face. I know you can see me, but you're not getting my full face. Not anymore.
Not of the shit we pulled.
It's not good for your back, Fee. I just want to say that right now.
You know what?
Yeah, you bought a Secret Labs chair to be ergonomically like, for you gotta get to support the lower back. What are you gonna do?
You know what else is not good
2
for my back?
hours?
You know what's not also not good for my back? Getting gaslit and berated by my freaking co-host.
That's true, Harv. Did you know it's your birthday today?
On Fee's Twitter account, it puts the little balloons up, so that's a pretty good sign.
Oh.
That's clue number.
One. If it's on Twitter, that's got to be true, right?
Yeah, you can't lie on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about like putting in fake birthdays, because I'm sure we all did this, especially when you're younger, like putting in like that you're like 20 when you were like 12 on different websites and stuff. So I'm sure there are websites out there where I'm almost 40 at this point.
Yeah, that's why I can't get back into my Neopets account, because I put
you had a Neopets account? That's fucking baller.
Isn't Neopets coming back? I thought I saw
it's coming back.
Bro. I saw Lauren tweeting something about Neopets just updated something.
Well, your girl needs her account back, so if someone wants to help me with that, that'd be pretty sick.
Did you ever have a MapleStory account?
Oh, fuck yeah, I did.
Hell yeah, dude, that's what's up. Give me a fist bump.
I also had a Gaia online account. I had a
dude, Gaia was the shit.
Oh yeah. Guys, I'm so sorry for derailing this podcast, but you guys
this is still Fee's introduction, by the way.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Yeah,
it's your birthday. We do whatever we want. We're gonna party like it's your birthday.
Allegedly. It's allegedly.
We're gonna sip Bacardi like it's your birthday.
I want to go grab my passport. You guys can see.
Don't show your passport on
That's a terrible idea.
Don't show your passport on screen.
She's doxing random Starbucks girl in Halifax and also herself today.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I would rather show you my passport than show you the fact that my mom posted not only that it's my birthday, but 2, posted some pretty generic things, and then specifically said how old I was turning, and I'm like, oh, that is fucking cruel. And for that reason, I'd rather just put my passport out there than that.
Oh my god.
By the way, I love my
Turning
mom.
a funky
Shout out to Fee's
fresh
mom.
23.
Exactly. 23. I said I was turning 29. That's where I'm staying. I'm 29, guys.
Nobody likes you when you're 23.
I will be 23 in 2 weeks.
Bullshit. Oh, seriously?
Nobody
No.
likes
Yeah.
you when you're
Damn.
23.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling old now.
Well, no, people like me for now. I'll be 20. I'm not 23 yet, so you can still
Oh.
like me. I'll be really unlikable. Trust me.
Yeah.
I'm really gonna lean into it.
Harv doesn't understand. You like when you turn 23, people treat you like shit, bro.
I'm just gonna say, Tucker, it was nice knowing you.
Thank you.
It's
When
alright.
you
Thank
turn
you.
23, I will not talk to you until you're 24. So
You know what? I respect that. I respect that. I respect your honesty as well. You know,
you're
Yeah, we
it
did
might
a
be your
whole
birthday right
year
now.
of
We're not sure.
podcasting
Still
where
checking.
nobody talked to me. It's fine.
true. It's
Are
true.
you like? Did you triple check actually?
Are you
check what?
gaslighting?
Frank, how's it going? What's up with you?
I'm literally 11 years older than Tucker. It's fucking
Yeah,
weird.
no. Honestly, almost everyone that I talk to is significantly older than me, so it's not. It's like I don't even. It doesn't even bother me at this point.
It doesn't matter to me. Honestly, I don't care.
Anytime that I'm on the Nerdic Gods podcast, they call me like a child. Like every time they're like, "Oh, like look at this like baby." I'm like, you know, I don't give a fuck.
All right, guys. I was about to call.
going into Gilligan mode. Oh, I give a
I
fuck.
was-
I got the fit on today. I got
He
the
does. He
Gilligan
does have the fit on. He does have. I was about to call you guys chap for a second, but that's not right. All right, let's go into what we've been playing.
Oh, we've been playing video games.
We've been
this
playing
week?
some video games. We've been playing some video games.
This is literally why I was hired this week.
Yeah.
Hired to be a point in progress co-host.
We're gonna
This is
talk
what
about
I'm
that
doing.
in a little bit. That's gonna be the last thing we're gonna talk about. But first, we're gonna go through to Fee, since it's her birthday.
True. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
What you've been playing? You're knees deep back into Naraka because it's got a big update.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
Oh yes, it did. Okay, I need to give me 1 second. I have to fix some of this. This is fucking stupid.
Okay,
What do
before
you need to
okay.
fix? You just need to sit up.
Yeah.
no, I have my entire chair down.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
I had my
thought you
chair.
were just
because she
leaning
committed
forward.
way too much to the bit there.
I committed way
Thought
too
you were
much
just. That's what we were talking about. The back problems. We thought you were just leaning forward.
No, I was,
Like
okay, I
this.
was literally like this the entire time, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna lower my chair. So I lowered my chair, and then
Oh.
I'm like, my knees are like up to my chest because I'm a freaking giant, and I'm like, this isn't it.
Mario, the final boss of Dark Souls 3, the Soul of Cinder. All right.
Mario,
Just
what are
testing
you-
your knowledge?
He called.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
so the sidebar. I was working today, and I was just chilling in Discord with Fee, and Mario. Was that today? This was today, right?
That was
That's
today.
what
That
this
was
said
today.
was earlier today.
Yeah, and Mario
It's like
comes.
in the morning too, like
Yeah.
dead ass early. In the
Mario
morning.
comes into the chat or into the Discord. He's like, "I need to ask you some Dark Souls trivia questions." Like, what? Or
Actually, interestingly enough,
Yeah, no.
one of the few things I remember about this time that I spent like talking to you guys, it was a couple of years ago at this point, but is that you were always talking at the weirdest hours of the night. Like I
That's
would
true.
like wake up
It-
and
that
it'd be like
hasn't changed.
2:30 in the morning, and I'd check Discord like these motherfuckers are still on here. Like I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, I just slept for 3 hours and you guys are still here.
Pandemic was a
Yeah.
weird time, man. It's a weird
Yeah.
time.
It's true. It's very true.
It still happens though. Sometimes I'll like get up and I'll see like people in Discord. I'm like, what are you guys even doing up right now? Go to bed.
Go to bed, kids. All right,
Go to
Fee,
bed.
Naraka.
Naraka. Okay, so yeah, there has been. I don't know what they did, but they put like 5 different events all into one, and it's been absolutely insanely wild. So not only is it the 2-year anniversary of the game, and also there's a bunch of like, this is your year in review in Naraka, which I played quite a bit last year. Then I took a hiatus, and then I came back because I'm like, you know what? I've been kind of wanting to play a battle royale, and I really don't like Fortnite. And there's a lot of others I'm just not a huge fan of.
Damn it, Olga.
So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to Naraka, and this was honestly probably one of the best times to come back. And for people who have been interested in the past, Naraka is completely free to play currently, so you can join, play the game. It is for people who don't know what Naraka is, it is a battle royale system, like a game where you get to select one out of 14 different characters that have different abilities. And instead of just selecting a gun or different types of guns, there is gun types. There is muskets and pistols, but there's also different types of melee weapons that you can use. They have introduced a few new ones, which is they have like the dual halberts, which are like massive, like kind of like weird mace. Like I apologize, I am not very good at explaining it. They have that. They have a
Halberds,
new staff.
you say?
It's like
You say
Morning
dual halberds?
yeah. 1 second here.
They're like
Naraka,
halberds are supposed to be like spears.
Yeah,
Okay,
1 second.
Yeah, it's like a spear axe.
A spear axe.
So it's
Yeah,
got
a
like the
spear, but
length.
it has
It's
like
like
a blade
It has like a
too.
blade.
yeah, it's got like a half. It's like the half length of a spear, and then it's got a blade at the end of it.
But what you described, I'm pretty sure you're describing a morning star.
Okay, but it's not a morning star.
Damn it! I thought it was gonna be some Kill Bill shit.
Yeah, it's a halberd. Okay, I'm gonna
Is it
post
halberd?
the
Okay.
picture. I was right. So it's I'm gonna post a picture of it in the group chat. But I'm just gonna post it in our general chat because why not? People are gonna be very confused why I'm posting weapons. in
They
our
already
general
are.
chat. But it's fine. So that's what the weapons look like. But there's a bunch of different ones as well. There is specifically they have a influencer named Maximilian. I do not know who Maximilian is.
He's a fighting
he
dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
Miss
the
Million
fighting
dude.
guy?
Oh yeah.
Fighting guy?
Yeah,
That's
he's a
actually
fighting guy.
the
Yeah.
first time I heard about this game is when Maximilian Dude was being added to the game. I'd never even heard of
interesting.
it before.
He's in the game. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
he's one of the skins for one of the characters.
And his dog.
Okay,
Yeah,
good for him.
Pomeranian or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. But
He was
there's
he
a
was
whole bunch-
my late night like entertainment because he always starts at like 10 o'clock at night, and he goes to like
That's
4 or
probably
5
why
in
I
the
never
morning.
watch him.
Yeah, he starts really late. But yeah, he's a fighting guy. Like he plays all like he's the biggest fighting streamer probably on Twitch. Yeah.
I watch him
Yeah.
for Devil May Cry because he's a big Devil May Cry guy.
He's a big devil may. Interesting. There is but yeah, there's a bunch of different characters. There's healer specific type characters. There's more stealth. There's a girl who's I think it's Valda Q who's like she's one of the latest characters who she need like and I say this with the best intentions needs to be nerfed because she is insane. Like if she hits her ult, the only thing you can do is run because she will like she can't be stopped and she will she will just pummel you until you die, which is absolutely frustrating. But no, I personally really enjoy it. There's also character creation, a very extensive character creation, which is absolutely insane. So there's just been a lot of I personally just really enjoy it. I like hopping into a game either by myself or I'll play with Lucas, and if anyone wants to play with me, let me know. I've been trying to get a few people to join me, cough cough Harv. But yeah,
I've played it. I've
not this year.
not this that is true, not this year, but
Really?
I will play. I will play.
Boom
play
roasted. Okay, good. And even though earlier on in the year Mario tried to call me out and say that I did not have it downloaded on my computer, I've not once uninstalled that game. So fuck you, Mario. But
That shit is long gone off my fucking system. I need to re-download it again.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
honestly the only reason why I haven't jumped in and played with you whenever you ask is because like shit, I have to re-download. It's a big fucking download. I think it's like 80 gigs in it.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's 65 currently. if
Oh,
I
never
remember
mind, that's
correctly.
tiny.
That's tiny. Yeah, that's not that bad. I'll tell you what, Fia, I'll start installing it right now.
Perfect. But yeah, there's some really great characters. They've also included a few people that
35
actually
gigs.
transform. Oh, it's 35 gig.
Ooh,
Sounds like
dang.
Yeah, but there is also online downloads once you actually open up the game that you need to download. But yeah, really like the voice actors are really great. The actual mechanics themselves, and it feels like you actually have a chance to win the game, whereas sometimes I just feel like with Fortnite you like land and then you get dunked on and then it's it. So no, I just like the dynamic of the game a lot more than other battle royales that I've played in the past. So for people who are interested or have been wondering if you should play it, you can get it. You were able to get it free beforehand on Game Pass, and now it's just free to play. So
Yeah, now it's free to play on all platforms.
yeah,
And
you did get bonuses if you played it before it became free to play. So
we did though, right? Did we play before free to play?
yes.
Oh hell yeah!
It
See,
just
I'm already
it
unlocking
just went
stuff and
free
I
to
haven't even played
play.
this game.
I think
Yeah,
it went free to
so-
play like I think like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, so there's like I think everyone got like some like I think people either got different like legendary skins as a thank you, like it was just kind of like random. So that was pretty cool. And then there's just been like I remember once an update happened, because there's so many going on at once, because there's different events going on, either login events or you did certain things, like killed certain people, or you brought people back, or you went and spent some gems in this particular location. There's so many things going on right now, and it's a great time to join. So if you've ever been interested in any capacity, would highly recommend it. You can also cloud game it if you want to on Game Pass. So
I think it's Steam Deck game too.
yeah, I haven't played it on Steam Deck yet, but I probably should try to play it that way, just so I haven't tried to see if it's cross compatible between
Oh
Steam
yeah.
and Xbox, but I'll try it out this week and I'll let everyone know. I don't know.
Can I barter with you?
Sure.
How about this? We will play an X amount of number of games. We'll sign a contract. We'll make a whole contract about
Okay.
it. We'll play an X amount of games of Naraka if you play some Exo Primal.
Sure. I don't know what that is.
Oh, you're gonna find out this podcast.
It's third person, right? Exoprimal's third person.
It's
Yeah,
third person.
it's third
So I was
Okay,
playing
so
it
she should
yesterday.
be. Yeah, okay, then she should
Yeah,
be.
no,
Jump
the
into the
only
extra
reason-
final section.
The only reason I bring it up for Fee is because I was literally playing it yesterday after I talked about it with Tucker, and the whole time I'm playing it, I'm like, Fee could play this, and you should be fine motion wise, and I think you'd like it because it's like, it's team based, so you don't have to like be sweaty ready.
Fair. Well, I will have to try it out then.
So Naraka is crossplay with everything.
Hell yeah!
Oh, sweet. Well, then there we go. I'll just have
Easy as
to
pie. Yeah.
download it on my Steam Deck then, and then go from there. Because if I can do that, then I'm just never going to not play it on my Steam Deck. Though I will say, controller-wise, I just don't know how to play the game with a controller. I play mouse and keyboard, so I did try to play on a controller while cloud gaming on my iPad, and I got murdered really quickly because I didn't know how to grapple with the controller. So I was just standing there going like this, going like moving forward a little bit, and then I was just trying to I was just like grapple, but it was just moving forward a little bit constant. I'm like, this is it. I'm done. And then I got murked by someone because they're like, oh, it's an idiot, and then they just killed me. I'm like, sad face.
This person's clearly never played the game before. They don't even know how to grapple.
Yeah, what's even more hilarious is I was playing a character that I have like a mythic skin with. So it's just like this person with like Kurumi, she has like butterflies flying around, and she has like a really pretty outfit. So for people who have played before, they know that that's like, it's above legendary, and so someone probably like, this person's like bought this skin obviously, and then that's how they were able to actually get to this point. I'm like, this is annoying. I'm like, I just turned off my iPad and then didn't play for the rest of the night. So yeah, that's about it for Naraka.
We will play it again. I had fun playing it. I made an absolute monstrosity the last time we played it, but I'm honestly proud of my character created. I would show everybody what it looks like, but to be honest with you, I had to get through 35 gigabytes of download first. But yeah, the character creator is pretty cool actually. You can literally make them on like the worst thing in the world, and the game will just let you play it.
Good.
Yeah.
Which I
Sounds
respect
like,
a lot.
Street Fighter 6.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. And then Sticky Business. This is a sticker game, right?
Yes, it sure is. It is a sticker game. It is 100% a sticker game that I did not know existed until once again, and I mentioned her again, friend of the show Amber was just like, Fee, I think you'd really like this game. I need you to stream it for me on Monday. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to stream it on Monday, but I'll stream it on Tuesday. So she ended up gifting it to me yesterday, which was really nice of her. And I played it on stream, and I was just like, okay, this game's going to be pretty good. I definitely love recommendations, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun. But I didn't know how invested I would get into this game. Almost 4 hours in, which, by the way, I've completed the story mode of it.
Damn.
But they're still continuing like story arcs. So I made a bunch of stickers. I made one where it's Hera riding a banana in space, and it's just called Hera's Adventure. I'll have to get some screenshots of these.
Yeah, I need a screenshot of this. I refuse to believe you don't have a screenshot of this already ready.
I probably do on my computer. I'm gonna actually open up the game and take a screenshot of all my stickers. But I have a lot of fun ones. I did make some of them, I will admit, based specifically on K-pop, unless like if you don't know what it is, then you won't know the reference. But let me just see here. I'm just actually opening up this game so I can show what this looks like. So it's a really fun game. It is it's just really simple. If for people who don't know what it is a game where you are running a sticker shop. It is very cutesy, pixel art. You don't get an option to draw items yourself, but you take specific items in different elements that you can put together to make your own sticky stickers. I almost said sticky stickers, which made no sense.
They would be.
I post them in our general chat, but those were the ones that I made yesterday. And this game's quite entertaining. There's a lot of great aspects to it, which is fantastic. Just 1 second here. I posted all of them in our group chat, specifically in our general Discord. But you get different feedback from followers or fans that say like, hey, can you make a sticker with food in it, or can you make a sticker with astrology in it, or a pride flag, or if you could take one and make it video game related. So those were like my last 3 that I had.
I'm guessing
posted.
for the astrology one, all I saw was 69. That's the first thing I saw.
I'm literally laughing at that. That's my favorite one, honestly, the 69 one. I read astrology and I'm like, astrology. I looked at it, it's like 69.
What could possibly be astrology?
Yeah,
that's a symbol for Cancer, which that's what I am. That's the astrology sign for Cancer.
All right, well, I guess we can close up the podcast. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you for watching.
nice.
You're killing me.
Nice. Actually, it's really nice looking though.
Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, we have Hera's Adventure. We have Punk KK Slider, which is like a skull and crossbones Animal Crossing reference. We have Camo Hera.
Summer vibes. Summer vibes is good. Look at that.
Summer vibes, just hanging out.
Just chilling.
We have Judge Cream, which is Hera as an ice cream cone. 5-star Royal Ramen. That is a K-pop reference. We have PB and Chords, which found out that flag apparently is the ADHD pride flag, which I did not know ADHD had a pride flag. And neither did the Reddit specifically for this game knew that there was a ADHD pride flag, which I found out that is something that we have. And then we have the astrology one, and then the star badge, which was one of my favorites. But yeah, it's a really fun game. If you want to find something creative, it's really great to be able to take different elements and make stickers of your own, and like, I've personally found it like really like motivating to maybe in the future make my own stickers, because it was a lot of fun putting those elements together and finding ways to like make really cute and fun stickers. So would highly recommend it if you're looking for something very casual, a lot of fun. You can put like, there is music in the game, which of course with any game for some reason it comes out super loud when you first open it up. But I don't know. So I honestly muted the music and just played K-pop the entirety of the stream. I'm not gonna lie. We listened to and apparently we're just listening to Harv not say anything, because that was weird.
I think you got muted, Harv, at some point. Fee, can I ask you a question about one of your stickers?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you tell me the story behind Free Slot?
Free slot, great question. That is a spot specifically for a future sticker.
Wow.
That's really creative. Wow, did you go
good job.
All by yourself?
Yeah, thank you. If people have an idea for a sticker, please let me know. I will make it and then put it on here. There were like, it's a really, really fun game. The only thing is the time management is a little bit weird right now. Especially when you get later in the game where you might have like 9 different orders. So each order that you create takes up specific amount of time, and then you have to ship it off. So sometimes you're not able to complete all of the actual requests. And so you end up in a spot where you don't have enough time to make another sticker because that also takes up time. And it's just, I'm hoping in the future they find some way to maybe like do something on the lines of like, you drank an energy drink, you get an extra like half a day because you drank an energy drink or something like that, which would be really helpful because I just found myself the last 3 or 4 days in the game, all I was doing was fulfilling orders, printing things, and then shipping them off, and then I had to end the day, and then it was just kind of like this repetitive, and I just wanted to make another sticker, which is why we have free slot, because I was at a point where I just did not have the option to. So no, it is a very, very fun game. I think I speak for quite a few people that I've talked to who've played the game have the same feeling. A resounding feeling is like the time management could be fixed a little bit, but honestly for a game like this, that's like a very small thing in comparison, because there's a lot of different things you can do. There's a lot of different colors, different themes that you could put together. I know I threw a couple of them together at the end. I think like the PB and chords one was because someone wanted a pride flag, they wanted something musically related, and they also wanted a dinosaur. And these were 3 different requests, so I threw it all together into PB and chords.
That one, it's got a nice color palette. I think that the green goes really nicely on like the sort of orange and brown and yellow gradient. I think that turned out pretty good.
Thank you.
That's a nice piece of bread, honestly.
I have to say, actually, I think that the aesthetic of this, like the pixel art, is obviously very, very good, and the color palettes kind of all blend together really well. But I think the real touch is that they all have the white outline around them, so it makes it seem like it's one bespoke creation, even though it's probably like a bunch of little layers. It looks like it's all tied together by the white outline around it. That really like brings it. It's catching my eye. It's catching my eye.
Nice. There's a huge theme right now, especially like because I ended up on Sticker Talk one night.
Sticker Talk?
Yeah, it's where people talk about stickers that they dude. There's TikToks for everything.
Oh my god.
And it's just like people who have small businesses who make stickers, or they have Etsy shops and stuff like that, and they usually do stuff like this where they'll make their sticker and then they'll put like a white outline, which I need to find one of them again because one of them explains how to do it when you're on an iPad, and I'm like, I have Procreate, so I have to go back and figure out how to do that because if I want to make stickers in the future, I have Procreate, so I can just make stickers while hanging out on my sofa. Why not? So I need to figure that one out. So yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll see some stickers from me in the future. But yeah, I'm planning on playing more of this tomorrow night because it is addicting, and I want to make more because there's more slots and stuff. And also, there's like different like the main storyline is your friend is also kind of like an Etsy shop owner, but it's not Etsy in the game, and she like consistently buys from your store. But then you also have other people who become like regulars. One I had, and it was like a brother and sister who constantly are like, one of them bought stickers first, and then they were both buying stickers, and then they were trading them back and forth. And then out of the blue, there was this one guy who's just like, hey, my son's like having a really like rough day, so I thought I'd buy him some stickers. So I made like sent stickers off to him, and then I got a backup request from him later on, and he's just like, hey, I really appreciated it, really cheered up my son. I recently lost my wife. She died. And so that's why we needed some stickers to cheer him up. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I think you're gonna need more than stickers, my friend.
I'm like, what do you mean your wife died? I'm like, this is terrible. Like, this is terrible. Why? I appreciate them sharing that information with me, but I was just like, oh my goodness. So it was almost like coffee talk. Like, oh, is it coffee shop? I forget what it's called. It's a specific video game. It's coffee
talk.
Yeah, coffee talk. Yeah, it's like coffee talk, but it's sticker format, and it's not constant. And I'm like, this is kind of, I appreciate the relationship I'm building with my customers, but I'm also like concerned for this father and his son, because now they're building...
I'm concerned for the father and son. Like,
Frank, you're in Elgato right now. Just
I know.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah. No, would highly recommend it if you want. Like right now, I think it's $10 Canadian, which is really not that much. So highly recommend it if you want to go check it out. Because I definitely would recommend it. Because now all I want to do is make stickers all the time, and it's just
Sticker
problem.
party. How is the like because I know you've been into like pixel art lately. How is like the creation of these stickers in comparison to something like Asperite? I think is what you use, right, for your pixel stuff.
Like you can't draw with this. You're like you get like a cat, for example, like that, like the Hera consistent is like an item that you can purchase, and then you can use that image in other stickers.
So they have assets in the game that you have to use in order to make.
But I just want to say the pixel art in this game, and I'm calling you out, Marvel Snap, is better than the stuff in Marvel Snap.
Damn.
Fix your stuff. What is wrong with I know
As you should. It's so bad.
There are
the pixel variants.
Phenomenal pixel artists. And I'm not saying the people who were the pixel artists who made that were not good, but there's better things you could do. Like,
yeah, super game of Marvel Snap. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
The Marvel Snap. I'm calling you out.
Really?
You know who I'm talking to.
At Ben Brode.
Your first name Marvel, last name Snap. If I see you on the street, I'm slapping you.
Okay, we don't condone violence on this podcast.
I'm gonna go grab my food order real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh my god, he's never coming back. But yeah, thank you for joining my TED Talk as I got mad at Marvel Snap.
Yeah, that's what we got out of it. Sly, you've been playing No Longer Home.
Yeah, the other day, Frank actually sent me codes to a couple of games that I've been like meaning to pick up forever and just like never did. So that was really exciting. So I was in my like Steam library or whatever, and I was like, I downloaded this game a while ago and meant to play it, and then like never did because it sounded like it would hit a little too close to home. So I played it. Well, actually, I opened it intending to play it the other day and then walked away from my computer for 3 hours and then came back to my computer. I was like, oh, this game is open. And then played it. But yeah, I was so right. It did hit a little close to home. Very exciting. It does have a dyslexic friendly font option, which made a lot of sense once I got like halfway through the game and one of the characters mentions having dyslexia and dyspraxia, and I was like, I see you. But yeah, it's really good. It's like, I don't know, probably 2 to 3 hours. The art is really cool. It's like a 2D. It felt like the moving backgrounds kind of gave like puppet show or ballet kind of vibes. And so that was fun. But yeah, no, it was just like really solid, very queer, talking about like gender and graduating college and like what are you doing with your life and like all that kind of stuff. And it was really good. I had a blast. But yeah. And now we're just getting a picture of Frank's burger, apparently.
Oh yeah, that was a meaty bite.
Only problem is it's got sesame seed bun.
What's wrong? Hey, hold on. What's wrong?
What the fuck is wrong with the sesame seed bun?
If it was like a brioche bun.
Hey,
McDonald's, not fucking small cheval.
You've been enjoying your time with No Longer Home, Sly?
Yeah, it was excellent. I would like highly recommend it. It was really fun. How it's like each location is very much like set in space, but you can like rotate like your perspective of where you're looking at, and so like some things you can interact with, and then you can like hit the key and you'll like move 90 degrees and then you have something else to interact with. And that was really fun, and just like learning and memorizing like the like floor plan of the apartment it's a very like contained story. But yeah, I had an absolute blast with it. Very pretty.
Thanks. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Now going from something pretty to something probably not so pretty, which is Exoprimal.
Hey, what's
Oh,
wrong
man.
with Exoprimal? What's
that
not pretty about
that game just looks like it just shit on the screen, dude. Like,
Dude, okay, hold on. Listen here. Okay, before Tucker, I know you're gonna love this game, and I'm with you on this already. Let me explain this. I came into this game because I didn't want to play it at first because I played the beta and I was like, I'm not really all that into it. This game's cool as shit, man.
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
It doesn't take itself seriously at all. Literally, the first thing you see as the story starts is, hey, let me show you this dinosaur invasion. It's just in-game gameplay of the dinosaurs. And it looks so jank. But like, it's not like jank in a bad way though. Like, oh wow, I don't really want to put time towards this. It's fun. The gameplay is actually kind of well thought out. I'm gonna let you talk more on it, but Harv, it's not meant to be serious.
Oh no, I don't worry.
Be serious at all.
From everybody that has been talking about it online and just people that I don't know that have played it, they're like, it's an awesome game. It's like I can't wait to try it. I can't wait to give it a whirl at some point this weekend.
Yeah, so I downloaded it on Game Pass kind of as a joke last Friday when it came out. And I started it up with my friend and we watched the opening cutscene and we did the tutorial, which is, about 30 minutes long, and it shows you like these are a couple of different characters and it takes you to a shooting gallery and here they'll use your abilities. And then when you're dropped into a match, it's a little overwhelming at first because this game is PvE and then PvP. So you do a whole like horde mode defense game and then you do basically like an Overwatch match at the end versus another team. And it's unique from that regard. And as I played more of it, I came to appreciate that unique balance that kind of feels like you're mixing like a Warriors game with Overwatch heroes, and which is really, really cool. But what the game does that is both its strength and its weakness is that most of the content of this game isn't unlocked until you've played like a good amount of it. Because at first, the only thing you can do is play 7 out of 10 of the heroes, and you do PvE match, and then you do like a escort the payload. We've all escorted payloads in video games before. It's nothing new. It's nothing groundbreaking. But as you play matches, you unlock in-game coins. You get some loot boxes. It's your average fare, but you also get data chips that are little cutscenes and audio logs, and you progress the story. And so, okay, that's already pretty interesting. Like mixing in a story progression with a round-based multiplayer game. But what is really interesting is that once you hit certain points in the story, more content starts unlocking in like the actual game. You get a bunch of new game modes, you get boss fights, you get more characters, and you're like, hold on, where was this earlier? Why? There's like so much more to this game, and I played 22 hours of this game in 3 days. and I finished the story, and I absolutely adored it. Like I was just full on addicted to it. Like I blinked and it was 2 a.m. Like holy crap, this hasn't happened to me in a while. And it just has such a satisfying gameplay loop where you are unlocking story bits. And I really like the characters. I think they're a lot of fun. They have this nice dynamic. It's a group of characters that are like supporting your main character as you like go into these fights, which are fighting against other exo fighters in the past, where there's a rogue AI summoning portals full of time traveling dinosaurs, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
So you're telling me, Tucker, that this game has more PvE content than Overwatch ever did?
Yes.
Okay.
And maybe more PvE content than Overwatch ever will.
Oh yeah, yeah. To be fair, yeah.
Well, honestly, that's the most truest thing I think I've ever heard. I'm liking the story so far. I mean, obviously, I'm only like one mission in. Because they really do force you into that PvP PvE like first time thing.
Yeah.
There's a toggle for it, like if you want to just do PvP or if you want to just do PvE. I don't know how that works because I haven't done a second match yet, so I don't know how just PvP works or just PvE works. But the first match was kind of brutal because like I was thrown in. I think there was like a guy who was like way high level, and then like a bunch of people who were like in various levels. So it didn't really go well for us. We got our asses kicked. But I can see where like having a good crew and like having a good build of like every character, like everybody using like what they're comfortable with, could definitely turn the tides of the game, because one thing we needed in ours was a healer bad, and nobody wanted to do it.
You cannot survive without a healer. Because the crazy thing about this game, and I alluded to it being similar to a Warriors game, is that you're swarmed by dinosaurs basically constantly. There are swarms of raptors, and then they'll summon in some pteranodons that are attacking you from the top, and then they'll throw in a T-Rex or a Triceratops or an Ankylosaur that is gigantic and has a ton of health, and you can only really hit it and do damage from certain angles. And it requires a good amount of cooperation. And I just think that applying like ostensibly Overwatch characters, because the characters you can basically one for one say, this is Reinhardt, this is Junkrat, this is Mercy. But because I played a lot of Overwatch, it's easy for me to like instantly slot in, okay, I know what kind of characters I like, and this is what the abilities are probably going to do. And fighting against waves and waves and waves of enemies is really satisfying with those kind of characters. And I just think it's a really tightly designed game. Like the gunplay is really, really fun. The characters are very diverse. And it's just very unique. And it kept me hooked for 22 hours in 3 days, which is maybe not a healthy way to play this game, but I did it.
So this game is out, right? It's officially out?
Yeah.
Yes,
it's full out.
This is full. This is not beta or anything, so this is a full release.
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing I kind of wish, like, I know it's on Game Pass, so like a lot of us have Game Pass. I wish this game was free to play on other platforms. I think it would have probably been a better thing, because
it's a battle pass. So
that's where I kind of see the problem, right? Because like I feel like we're not gonna get a lot of players when it comes to like PlayStation and stuff. I think it's gonna be really Game Pass heavy than anything else.
Yeah. The interesting thing about like the cosmetics and stuff is because that's usually what people complain most about live service games. Like, oh, it's just all cosmetics and they're trying to get your money. But this game has the most relaxed in-game economy I've ever experienced. Every match, you're completing little in-game challenges and you're leveling up and you're getting the chests, or they're called war chests or the loot boxes. And I had like 80,000 in-game coins, and there's only one currency. I had 80,000 coins by the end of the game. Costumes only cost like 5,000. Like you are always getting enough to buy whatever you want. So I don't think you ever need to even think about getting the battle pass, because their legendary skins are surprisingly common. Like they just drop from the chest constantly, and I'm getting tons of coins, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll upgrade this, I'll buy that, and it's like, huh, okay, sure. Like usually they're really stringent, and you're like, God, I really want this one skin for a character, and it's gonna take you 20 hours to get it. But no, you can just buy what you want. Like they give you plenty of money. It's like, here, have fun.
Okay, seems kind of lax. I like that. I like a good lax battle pass. But yeah, no, it's fun. Honestly, kind of reminds me a little bit of Vanquish. At least the character that you first start off with. Just the way like how fast you work, how the guns work and stuff like that. Carlos in the chat, good homie, says, I just want Dino Crisis. Funny enough, there's a character like deadass in the beginning of the game who just looks just like Regina anyway. So even Capcom knows Dino Crisis. It's in their mind.
I mean, it's like, guys, it's pretty much dinosaurs. So everybody probably just thought it was Dino Crisis.
Everybody already thought this game was Dino Crisis to begin with. So Capcom knows people want it.
Identity is, because not only is this something very different from Capcom in terms of being a live service game, but it's also like their first new IP in like a long time.
It is,
but it's also not doing very well. Like this game is getting really middling reviews, and people are like, oh no, and it's probably gonna die, which is sad.
It's honestly, it's gonna go like the what was the Ninja Theory game that came out? Failing Edge?
Bleeding Edge.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be like one of those kind of things where it comes out.
Like a Lawbreaker.
Yeah. Comes out. People are going to play it for like a week, probably a week max. And then we're probably not going to talk about it.
And I think that's kind of sad, because there is, I think, a lot of really unique ideas here in terms of the progression being different. But where the game really shines is actually in the boss battles, which you might not know this game has, because they did not market it with that at all. Like, they're not in the trailers.
How big do the boss battles get?
Oh, they're massive.
Really?
You fight this like T-Rex that's got like spikes on it, and it's like towering above your head. And the greatest thing is, both teams team up to take down the one boss. So it's 10 people versus one gigantic boss, and the boss is using attacks that like cover the entire stage, and like you have to hide behind some environment stuff, and they're so cool. And especially the last boss fight is I don't want to say anything unless in case anyone doesn't want Exoprimal spoiled for them. But like me and my friend were playing it together, and we were just like giddy because it's so big and so over the top, and we beat it with like 30 seconds to spare out of like 25 minutes. It's so tense and crazy and over the top. The game is an absolute blast. You just really have to meet it all on its level and like understand that flow and recognize that okay, you're going to be doing push the payload like 10 times before you get to another kind of gameplay match. But once you get that, there's like 11 different game modes, and then there are raid battles and there are boss fights, and you're like, huh,
this game is deeper than it looks.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah, that's cool though. I can't wait to get into more of it. Definitely want to play with you at some point with it because it's dude. In the short time I played it, I love its attitude. First and foremost, it's definitely campy as shit. But it does it on purpose. Like, it isn't like campy, like, oh, look how quirky we are. It does it in a way that reminds me a lot of like Devil May Cry's writing, where it's like something dumb happens, but it's also super badass in some kind of way. Literally the first guy you meet in the game is literally Magnum. I think his name was right, Maverick or Magnum.
Oh yeah, no Magnum.
Yeah, some fucking Chad named Magnum. Like,
the characters' names are Lorenzo, Alder, and Majesty.
Majesty is the Regina.
Majesty is the character that looks like Regina. Yeah. It's got a great sense of humor too. I watched all the cutscenes and paid attention to the lore, and the lore is so dumb. It's so stupid. Nothing makes sense. It's about time travel and dinosaurs and rogue AI.
I wasn't expecting the time travel part. I mean, obviously, I didn't look up anything on it. But when it's like when the first thing is like, oh yeah, it's time travel. It's like, what the fuck is this game? It's dinosaurs. There's some time travel involved. Like, what is going on?
So my plan is to play this game this weekend.
Sure.
I'm gonna
finally setting up a day. Let's set up a day.
Probably Friday. Saturday, I have a cooking stream on Saturday, so Friday probably.
Okay.
You're gonna need to let me know your thoughts.
Yeah.
I won't be able to play with you. I'm traveling the whole next week. But I really want to like turn other people onto this game because it's getting slammed. Frankly,
you got me to download it. You got me to download it.
Oh hell yeah! And I've been tweeting up a storm about Exoprimal, and I made a 45-minute long review about it today.
I gotta watch that.
I don't know. It feels really good to like be a defender of a game that's like kind of getting shit on. But I'm like, no, guys, you don't get it. You don't get it. There's something there.
I think it's because too, like, there's this
him like I do.
Yeah,
exactly.
I could fix him.
Culture.
I could fix him.
There's this weird fucking culture in gaming where like everything you consume in gaming has to be some fucking 9 and 10 game, right? Like, it has to be Last of Us, Metal Gear, like all these kind of qualities, right?
Mediocre shit. Like,
yeah, give me some more 7s and 8 games. Like,
what is
really
it?
7s.
I'm not saying Exoprimal's a 6, obviously, but like, it's definitely not a 10. No. But it doesn't have. But it's definitely not a fucking 4. So it's not as bad as people are making it seem.
I mean, what is it sitting at like Metacritic right now?
I think it's like a 60 something.
That's perfectly passable. That's a passing score. That's a C.
Yeah.
B, are you down for some Exoprimal? Are you ready to
punch some
dinosaurs? You want to kill some dinosaurs?
On Friday at what time?
I don't. It's like 5 o'clock.
Okay.
We'll consult it with your assistant. And we'll pencil you in.
Yeah.
Okay, because I am, as a heads up, also going to a tap house that night. So okay, we'll see how I'm doing at that point.
Yeah, it's at 63 right now.
It's not great.
It's not great, but it's still like. I can at least enjoy a game playing something like that, right? It's not a 40.
Like, that's a rating. The rating is 63
on Metacritic. Yeah.
Guys, I don't play anything less than a 90.
How dare you?
Wow.
Part of the problem.
Wait, where's Naraka at?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
No, I just thought
Naraka.
Naraka's probably sitting at an 80. 83, I'm gonna guess.
Naraka 71.
71.
Well,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
I can only make one exception, and that is Naraka.
She doesn't play anything lower than a 71.
Yeah.
She only plays 70s.
Oh.
She's never seen a 113 and she never will.
Oh, you know what? I would say it's rated higher because there's some not so great people who rated the game.
Okay. I know it
AKA
recently got like a near thing, and people like got pissed about that for some reason.
Okay, as a heads up, the game is made in China. So there are some really not so great comments there, and for that reason, it's above a 90, and that's why it's acceptable because I refuse to accept the not so savory comments that are on that particular Metacritic. So the end.
Yeah.
It's above a 90 in my book.
We gotta set up a day. Definitely with you, Tucker. Like, I definitely want to see how giga chatted you are at this game right now. Because like, if you're playing 23 hours at it, dude, like I guarantee, like, bro, I played one game and I got my ass whipped. Got absolutely fucking floored by these guys. I can just imagine what you guys are doing at higher levels.
Do I have to play any what is it, tutorials or anything like that before?
Yeah, there's like a 20-minute tutorial. Yeah, at the beginning.
20-minute tutorial.
You have to play all three. You got to play all three games of Dino Crisis before you start playing. Go get yourself a PS1.
Dino Crisis. No, it's a long tutorial, but it's like kind of like it teaches you the stuff like support, tank, DPS and stuff like that, just in case you just didn't know, I guess. But yeah, what Tucker says is like, hey, there's Overwatch heroes that are obviously taking inspiration from, and you can basically just plug and play if you've played that game before. Yeah.
If you need hero suggestions or they're called exosuits. If you need exosuit suggestions, you just let me know what your main in Overwatch is, and I'll steer you in the right direction.
Is this a Pacific Rim situation? I'm very concerned.
No, they're not kaijus or anything.
No, it's just dinosaurs. Yeah, just actual dinosaurs.
There's just a lot of velociraptors and like other kind of dinosaurs as well, but like like T-Rexes and velociraptors and
Oh yeah.
Probably some pterodactyls in there, most likely.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they also come up with some.
Yeah.
They're just some that aren't real dinosaurs. And
we've all seen Jurassic Park. We've all seen Jurassic Park. Where you splice the DNA.
Oh yeah.
I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, they splice a lot of DNA.
You've not seen Jurassic Park?
No.
Any of them?
Wait, what? Wait,
No.
who hasn't seen Jurassic Park?
Oh my god, Sly hasn't. Get out.
What? Jurassic Park University now.
One of my good friends in high school was a special interest for them was Jurassic Park, and I still have never seen them.
You like dinosaurs?
I feel a little bit bad about it.
How do you feel about dinosaurs?
Not out of 10. Dinosaurs out of 10.
Yeah, are you a dinosaur person? What do you like? What is your like? How do I explain it? Because what do you group all those things like dinosaurs, zombies, and all those like over the top like things that'll never happen, but like they're like apocalypses within.
I hate to break it to you, but dinosaurs did happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean, like apocalypse stuff.
Apocalypse stuff.
What's your apocalypse genre that you steer towards?
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I used to be more into dystopian, and then the world turned into a dystopia, and now I can't do any of that shit anymore.
For dinosaurs. I'm a cool 7. I'm swimming in 7s with a dinosaur. Sure. Yeah.
Just like Exoprimal.
Yeah. Just like Exoprimal, exactly.
The land before time.
Oh, sorry.
The thing is, I have technically a favorite dinosaur, except for technically not, because it's technically not a dinosaur. But I don't know. I just don't have strong feelings about them. It was
What's
never
the thing?
my.
What's the dinosaur? You can't just say that.
I'm deaf. I don't know how to pronounce things.
Is it Henry and his bucket full of dinosaurs?
What are you talking about?
What? Don't worry about it. I just had a weird
Henry and his bucket full of dinosaurs.
Google it. It's a real thing.
What the hell? Oh, animated TV show from 2005, 2 seasons.
Every day I woke up from school. It came on at the time out. This kid with his fucking bucket full of dinosaurs. It had a kind of bomb ass theme though. But every day I woke up from grade school, I would hear this because it would be on as I'm getting ready for school. And I was like, I fucking hate this show and his dinosaurs. I like Chalk Zone better.
Tucker, the next game you've been playing, Viewfinder.
Yeah.
I think this game came out today or yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday, right? Yeah, it came out yesterday.
I got the platinum for it today.
Oh, nice. I've heard some really cool things about it. Like it's I've heard like it's really cool at the beginning, but it's kind of like the same. Like, it kind of a little bit overstays its welcome around like the end of it.
I
No,
wouldn't say so. No, maybe it might be because I played it in like 2 sittings as opposed to trying to play it through it all at once. But
Yeah.
it took me 4 hours, less than 4 hours to get the platinum. So I mean, take an hour off of that. It's probably a 3-hour game. I think it's very hard for something to overstay its welcome.
yeah.
Like especially not a game that has as unique a premise as it does and executes on it as well as it does. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all seen the trailers, but the basic premise is you have a camera and you take a picture of the environment, and then you can hold up the Polaroid, and then the Polaroid becomes a part of the environment, and it just works in the way that you think it would, and it doesn't break. And it's a bizarre game that's about perspective and color and lighting, and it does all these things in really interesting ways, sort of in the vein of puzzles that you see in like Superliminal and Portal and Maquette and all these really cool perspective games. This is another one of them, and for me, it's one of the best. I mean, not only does this game execute on its really interesting premise very, very well, but it also, I think, just has a really cool sense of style in itself. The whole thing is it's about like this simulation that these scientists created so they could spend like infinite time doing research without having to spend a ton of money on it. And there's this whole like thing about climate change in the background, and you're talking to this AI little cat named Kate who has like a little yellow spot in his head, and he's got this deep soothing voice, so it's really funny and strange. And there's this like surrealist architecture to everything, and there's like floating lampposts and lots of vines on everything and cool flowers and a really nice color palette, and something about it just really appeals to me visually. And I think it does really cool stuff with its puzzles. There's sort of 5 worlds, and they're broken down into chunks of levels, and every level chunk it's trying a new idea, and especially as you're getting towards the end, it introduces some really trippy stuff and plays with the mechanics in interesting ways. So it is a $25 game. It's available on PC and PlayStation at the moment. I don't know if there's plans for it to come to something else, but I thought it was great, and I got the goddamn platinum for it. So nice. It's definitely something I really do recommend.
The one thing that intrigues me about it is that superliminal stuff. It's like that little perspective stuff, and how it changes depending on like what you're looking at or how you're looking at it, and then when stuff like drops out of like another picture and stuff like that too, which is kind of cool. I like those kind of games. That kind of reminds me of Maquette a little bit. I really enjoyed Maquette. Kind of gives me those kind of vibes. Yeah.
Strong recommend for me.
Yeah. All right, guys. The other game we're gonna talk about is Final Fantasy 16.
Man. Your review came out in this already.
My review is out. It actually performed really well, which I was surprised about. So I'm happy.
Oh yeah,
I'm happy.
I haven't seen it yet, but I did leave a like.
So I'm gonna start with Tucker first, and then we're gonna go. I'm gonna go last, but I'm gonna go to Tucker and then to Frank and then to myself.
Let's
go to Frank then. Let's go to Frank first then.
Yeah.
All right, Frank.
Holy fuck! The last half of this game. Holy shit! From where I last left off, talking, was it 2 weeks ago, maybe 3? Where we were in terms of the game. And by the way, there will be from this point on. At this point, there will be some like maybe some spoilers here and there. I'll try to keep it like, vague and ambiguous, but it's up to you guys. But yeah. This game fucking rocks, dude. Every time there's a boss battle in this game, it somehow gets better every single time, and the combat gets better, and the story gets better, and the music gets better. And like this game is absolutely phenomenal. I've officially finished it, so I'm already got through the game. I have not gone for the platinum yet, so I am gonna try to play this as Final Fantasy mode, which is why I didn't watch your review, Harv, because I was like, I don't know if you have any stuff about that in there. I want to be like fully blind without going into anything.
I don't talk about Final Fantasy.
The story doesn't change. Play the different difficulty, does it?
But
no, story.
I don't want to know the. I didn't want to know the changes at all.
Yeah, story doesn't. Story is exactly the same. There's no changes there. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, damn, the Bahamut fight, fucking amazing. I want to get where you guys are in terms of like fights, because at least on Twitter I've heard everybody's kind of different on where they are like, oh yeah, this is the best fight in the game. Personally for me, Kupka's fight
the Titan
is
fight.
Titan lost, dude.
Man.
The theme, it's like 4 different games in one.
Yeah,
Like the way you turn into Ifrit and then you're just running up a hill as like this giant mountain man just throwing
playing
shit
fucking
at you.
Devil May Cry music in the background.
And then the music changes dynamically as like the fight goes on. I wonder this week too, speaking on that music part, apparently like I don't know if it was a joke or not, but apparently there might be like a system within the game that actually like does what Devil May Cry does, where the music amps up as you fight harder and you do it more stylishly, as opposed to like if you're just like spamming like square, the music just kind of is more like muted and stuff like that. They called it a personal soaking system, which I don't know if this is a joke, but it makes sense to have the dynamic music, because I feel like that music does go harder if you're like comboing pretty crazily.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like I said, like I said to Tucker earlier, spoiler stuff for me is gonna basically be for like Chaos Bringers, when we would sit down with Carlos and talk about like everything with him on this game. But man, I don't think I've had this much fun with a game in a while, since probably Devil May Cry 5. And
wow, that's a long time ago.
Like this much fun though, right? Because games like, sometimes you get like, you get different feelings out of it, right? In terms of just like that raw, like, let's fucking go moments.
Right.
Like I haven't had that much fun. And like this game literally had me at times screaming at my monitor, like, fuck yeah. Like the end fight. One of the biggest like fuck yeah moments of like the whole game.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I had fun. I had a blast. I
Really?
like I'm with Harv on this, that the game isn't perfect. There's definitely some changes I would like to make in terms of the combat that would make it kind of feel a little bit better. But I do appreciate how they've taken Devil May Cry's system of doing certain things like stingers and royal guards and stuff like that, and kind of making it their own, but also making it easier for the average player to do it. Because if you ever play a Devil May Cry game, you can watch players do crazy shit as Virgil, Dante, and Nero all day, but putting it into practice yourself is a lot more difficult. It's very, very difficult for a new player to jump in, which makes it hard for me to like tell people, hey, go play Devil May Cry because you'll like it. You have to learn a system of combat. Where in Final Fantasy, a lot of the cool stuff is just a right trigger and a button, but the way you map that system is where it gets kind of fun. But yeah, I'll shut up about this right now. Tucker, please, you're here for Final Fantasy 16.
I am, yeah, because I saw you tweeting about finishing up the game. It was probably like your last 5 or 6 hours with the game. You were like, holy shit, this fight, holy shit, that fight, oh my god, the ending. And I was responding to him because I'm like, I remember that feeling oh so clearly. Obviously not a very long time. This game didn't come out a particularly long time ago, but this is not my first Final Fantasy game that I've played. I've also played 6 and 7, and I love both of those games. But it's the first Final Fantasy that I've had a chance to be in on the ground floor for. And really follow alongside it and be in the conversation. And this is a very different Final Fantasy game, but for me, it's the Final Fantasy game that I needed. This is one of my favorite games ever. I was so invested in every single element of it, and it did something really fascinating. And I think the greatest compliment that I can give Final Fantasy 16 is it took 3 things I don't like and made them one thing that I love. I don't like character action games. I played all 3 Bayonetta games last year, and I thought they were fine. And I don't like fantasy. I've seen all the Lord of the Rings movies. I'm like, meh. And I also don't really like long games and like JRPGs. I'm like, I played Persona 5. I was like, it was fun. But you put all three things of those together, a fantasy, character action, long ass JRPG, and suddenly it fucking works for me. And I'm sitting there, I'm reading every single lore bit that comes up, I'm doing every single side quest, I'm learning about this world, I'm getting invested in the combat, I'm getting to these boss fights, I'm I'm playing the music in my spare time. I'm bopping along during the entire thing, and just like it was like an emotional experience for me to just like get through this game and learn about everything that's going on. I think the game is so phenomenally written, and the gameplay and the world design, and I think it's top notch across the board. It's if it wasn't for Zelda, it would be my game of the year. And I've heard quite a few people saying that. But it's surprisingly close for me. And believe it or not, I like this game a lot.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Dude.
And much like Exoprimal, which I did a 45-minute review for, I did an almost 2-hour long review of Final Fantasy 16 with my friend Andrew Orozco, who's a much longer standing Final Fantasy fan than I am, and both of us loved it, and we just got 2 hours to just basically gush about every single aspect.
How do you feel about the combat in the game? Like coming from like playing Bayonetta. Have you played any of the Devil May Cries?
I have not actually, no.
Okay. Yeah, because I think I probably annoyed Harv a lot by doing this like almost every single time it happened. But there are so many fucking similarities to the combat within this game. Like obviously the combat director was part of it, so there's a lot here. But like I was like, Harv, this is just Judgment Cut End. Harv, this is just Stinger. Harv, this is just Royal Guard. For someone who plays those games and loves those games, to see that and finally in a Final Fantasy, where like I've always wanted this. I remember even telling Harv this when Final Fantasy VII Remake was out. Which is like, I love it because it looks like a Devil May Cry game, and to finally see that kind of dream be put into fruition, it was 16 is like, oh. But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know if you answered it, but like, what'd you think of the combat, like overall, like the powers and stuff like that?
I really loved it, and I think that it is the kind of thing that gets better as you go. Obviously, those first 2 hours, the combat is rough. You basically have no fucking options. But
you're spamming square for a good little bit.
The progression of the combat, I think, is so seamless and well integrated within the story, especially. I mean, the fact that Clive is basically Mega Man, and you're beating bosses and you're getting their powers, and then you suddenly have something else to work with in your arsenal, and you're picking and choosing and upgrading what you want. By the end of the game, I had such a flow over the way that I was approaching combat that even with the last bosses have like 6 phases each, and they have a ton of fucking health, and they're doing the craziest moves you've ever seen in your life, but the game teaches you its mechanics at such a great pace that I was dancing between these things and not getting hit, and taking up the stagger meter, and then going in and using my Phoenix uppercut that does this really awesome animation that does some extra damage at the end, and then using my ice blast, and it's just like, holy shit, it really felt so impactful and like visceral by the end. I adored the combat. I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it definitely feels weighty, doesn't it? Like it feels like when I'm hitting things, I'm actually hitting something. It doesn't feel floaty or tiresome. It's you're almost in and out with the combat too, which is kind of nice. Where like you don't feel like any of the like outside boss encounters feel like it's taking a little too long.
Yeah, only the big bosses take any particular amount of time. But we're glossing over someone else here, Craig. Harv has been
the man himself, the Final Fantasy man himself.
Beard. He's been thinking. He's been ruminating.
Oh, don't worry. I've ruminated on this game. I have put my thoughts on paper on this game. I've made a video about this game. I've got the platinum in this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It took me 80 hours, but I got the platinum for it. This is a very, very good Final Fantasy game. It is the story of this game is amazing. The combat is probably like, I feel like their budget went to combat and story and voice acting. Those three things,
100%.
Those things right there are the ones that really, really stand out. I can't call this a JRPG because there literally are like no RPG elements in this game.
Yeah. It's a character action game.
It's an action adventure.
It's a character action game. 100% a character action game. I really like this game. I think if it comes to like a Final Fantasy game, it's not my top 5. Like I don't think it cracks the top 5, but it is. One thing that I wish what this game had, it has the story that I really want, but I want it to have like the Final Fantasy VII materia system or something like that.
Sure.
Because that would give you a little bit more meat on the bone. Because like the side quests, I get where a lot of people have problems with the side quests, which I understand. I can sympathize with a lot of it until like the very end. Those side quests are really, really fucking good.
They're so good.
And
They're
I don't
so
know.
Fucking good.
I don't know how some of them just didn't make it into the main story. I just don't understand.
I mean, especially God. There's this one where Clive and Joshua go get some flowers. For Jill.
Yes, for
and
Jill.
Then Jill goes to the flower field, and
it's a whole ass cutscene.
Like
it's a whole ass cutscene.
These motherfuckers are making me. See, there's the sun. See, now the sun's here.
Yeah.
So these motherfuckers.
Here comes the sun.
These motherfuckers are trying to get me going get sand in a desert, but yet you guys.
That is the worst part of the fucking game.
And you guys aren't putting this quest in the main story. What?
Yeah.
The quests have a problem with me defending them because I have like the one thing about this game that is kind of not evident until like halfway through of that like 5-year gap thing is that there is going to be giant time skips, and then the game's quests react to those time skips as well. Because you can start one in one time period, and then it will have implications in another time period and like different parts of a quest, right? Like for example, early on before you get like Clive's cool clothes and you're with Sid and everything like that, you talk to a girl in the hideout who talks to you about getting some dirt for apples, right? 5 years later, that person is no longer alive, but you find out that somebody is carrying on her legacy with her original stuff. Yeah. And then there's a longer quest line with that, depending on where you are in the story, because things get gloomier in Final Fantasy 16. The hope gets a little bit better. Again, this is a game about fighting God with friendship, okay? So things are gonna get a little bleak, and things are gonna get a lot better, and then things are gonna get a lot more depressive.
It's like Final Fantasy 14, where you said like it's a lot of despair. This game has a lot of despair in it as well.
Oh yeah, this is definitely depression bringers all over again.
Yeah.
But it's hard to explain that to people who are judging the game's like side quests based on the first like 12-ish hours of a game.
Well, the funny thing about the Platinum Trophy is that you have to do all the side quests except the ones in the first hideout. They're not part of the trophy.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder if you miss those, you just don't see them, I guess.
Oh,
yeah.
We just lost Sly.
They'll be back more in line.
Okay.
Yeah, they're probably just fixing something. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're not very good, but they're also very like early game JRPG. I know you don't classify as JRPG, but it's like JRPG-ish.
This is well, they are very MMO-esque, right? Because this is the team that also made the MMO.
Creative Business Unit 3.
Yeah,
they need to change that fucking name.
No, I don't want them to change it. I don't want them to change it. Keep it. Keep it.
Hey, at least even if it's the worst name, they got a cool logo for it.
Yeah, the logo's sick.
It's
something that is CPU.
But I said this in my review, is like there's only so much you could do with side quests, right? There's only so much you can iterate on side quests. I don't mind them being fetch quests. I don't mind them being, go kill something here, come back, that kind of stuff. I just kind of wish they had a little bit more meat on the bone with them, with story wise. One of the things that I enjoyed were the hunts. The hunts were really fun to do for the most part. They have this weird progression system, which I was really kind of thrown off by, where like you do C's, B's, and then A's, and then you go back to doing C's, and then you go back to doing B's. It's like that's a little weird.
Yeah, mine unlocked in like weird intervals, because like you obviously it's weird because like you will go to an area, and it's obvious that there's supposed to be something there, and then there's nothing there, but then you leave and go back to the hideout, and then it spawns. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
What?
Love the set pieces in this game. Love the set pieces. They are really, really well done. A lot of people I've talked to and like chatted with and stuff, I've complained like there's no status effects and like weaknesses.
Look at this fucking thing.
I don't think it needs it for
Cat.
that type of combat. Cats.
That's the thing.
Go on, we're pulling out the cats today.
Oh my god,
this
Cat.
is Petra. She's squirmy and she whines a lot. Hi.
I don't think this game
about the cutscenes.
I don't think this game needs weaknesses or anything like that, because that would force people to play a certain way, and I think this game wants to make it so you can use any icon at any time.
Yeah. It wants you to experiment.
Yeah,
it wants you to experiment with powers,
because it gives you free ways to reset all your stats, right? So it's a good way.
Really good, great quality of life thing.
Yeah, an awesome quality of life thing. So, but yeah, I see like. I gave this game an 8.5 out of 10 on my when I reviewed it. Like I think it's a good game. Again,
yeah, it's a good game.
If probably at this point,
score.
If Zelda didn't come out at this point, this game would be my game of the year so far. But
Exactly.
Zelda is like, but the gap between Zelda and this game is very big. That's the only thing for me. It's very very big.
See, I'm the opposite. I think this overtakes Zelda for me this year.
Really?
Because otherwise, I don't. Other than the like cool like build system with Zelda, it doesn't hit me with story as well as Final Fantasy 16 did.
Totally true.
And it feels like the world never. Final Fantasy 16, the world always felt like it was constantly changing and reacted to what you did as a character. Right?
You don't feel that in Zelda. You're not playing the game right. There's
I don't really feel much in that.
I
don't really feel
the Hateno Village quest.
There's a lot of quests in there.
All it is just like putting a log into like a hole and then.
Then you unlock new shops, and they're like, "You're a fucking savior," and we had to be out in the. I strongly disagree on that. You don't have an impact on the world.
And plus, I think the tiers in Tears of the Kingdom, like when you actually go get the tiers, that shit is fucking hard. That shit is so good. It's so good.
It's ultimately like it's a cutscene. You know what I mean? Like doesn't do much after that.
I think the difference for me is more the gameplay side of Breath of the Wild and the storytelling and side of Final Fantasy 16 are both some of the strongest I've seen in either category. And for me, Final Fantasy 16 selling me on that story, and especially the wide cast of characters, is what really brings it up to being one of my favorites. I'm a very story and character centric guy, even in games. Ensemble casts like God of War Ragnarok and Last of Us 2 and Red Dead Redemption 2. These games have massive casts. And Final Fantasy 16, I think, slots alongside that because, I mean, by the end of the game, when you... This is a vague comment about the end of the game. It's not a specific spoiler, but...
You can say whatever you want, honestly.
Everyone you've met along your journey, like, gathers on the deck of the hideaway, and you're standing there about to go off to the last battle, and you're, like, looking over all the people that you know and you met. I'm like, I know each of these people. I know their backstories. I know the way that Clive impacted them and that Sid impacted them and the way they feel about this situation. And that is a strength of writing.
Yeah.
The fact that
you definitely feel it.
So many characters, Mid and Gav and Karen and Uncle Byron and Jill and Torgal and even down to like, I don't know, fucking Otto and Vivian and it's just like and Tarja, the nurse, like they really do such a good job at fleshing out this, even like the C tier cast, and even if that means that there isn't like a party in the traditional sense, I think that's okay because I think it spread the love around a little bit more, and so many of the characters felt well realized, and part of that is due to just everyone doing their A game on that voice acting. I mean,
nobody missed.
Oh my god! Like I was like listening to like just like a random dad in a village, or like a fucking shopkeeper, and he was like, "This man was doing the best performance he'd ever given," and I'm like, "Godspeed, you did it!" Like, man,
it's very telling too that you use the word cast over like characters.
Sure.
It definitely, these people in this game definitely feel like the cast of a TV show. And I feel like because of that feeling that these characters have like implications, they have history, they were there before you and they're there after you.
Yeah.
There's something about, and then mix that with the active time lore where like even if you forgot a character, for example, right? Like the guy who Uncle Byron meets, right? The other guy from Kupka's army, the guy with the gray beard, the other old guy. I completely forgot he was even in the beginning of the game. That's the guy who like Kupka smokes in front of. Like, I'm gonna blow smoke in front of you. You ain't shit, dude. I forgot that was him. So, but the active time lore always comes in and saves the day with it. It's just like, oh, okay, yeah, there he was. That's where his part started. Now I can kind of piece together like what happened here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fucking great. The stories are the characters are amazing. And
I think they really only continue to get better as they go on, and nowhere is that more apparent than my boy Clive Rossfield, who I thought was fine at the beginning, and then I was like, okay, he's kind of just edgy. Like, that's not the kind of character archetype I like gravitate towards. But by the end of the game, I think so much subtle characterization is given to him that I I love that man. By the end of the game, I think where it really shines is in those side quests where Clive is like going around and helping the kids in the hideaway who have like a small problem, and then he helps them out, and they like him, and they come to him as like a figure of trust in the community, and having him be like this really serious guy, but that also has a real sense of community and like cares about the people around him. It's through those interactions that I learn more about Clive as a character, because he's a pretty reserved guy. I mean, he's not even telling Joshua and Jill everything, but you get like so many little bits of his character across the course of the game, and a lot of them come from those interactions with side characters and the way that he helps out Goots and Gav and Karen. And I'm like, no, yeah, Clive is a really good guy and a very, very interesting character, especially with his internal conflicts that are most of the twists throughout the game are like Clive is fucking sad now.
Yeah,
it hurts when he's sad. It hurts when he's sad.
He is probably one of the best protagonists that a Final Fantasy game has had. Probably forever, honestly, because if you ever play like Final Fantasy 7, like you play Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, they're really brooding. They don't really do much. They don't like they're not really like fully fleshed characters. Clive is a character that like I knew I liked Clive right from the very beginning. I think just the way that he was when you do the flashback stuff, and then you also when you go into like him seeing Jill for the first time again, and seeing like it's just really, really well done. I think Ben Starr, the guy that plays Jill, even the people that played all of the icons, so fucking well done. So well done.
Voice actor from Benedicta, goated.
Yeah.
Kupka, goated.
And you gotta do it. Sid.
Sid, goated. Everybody's goated.
Oh my god.
It was so weird though. It was so weird because I just finished Diablo 4's campaign, and then I went into this.
He's a voice in that. Yeah, it's so funny.
One last thing on this. I just want to bring up too, because I think this is like one of the first games that has done this idea, and actually kind of succeeded for me, which is like having the brother character in a video game is usually the most annoying motherfucker ever. I hate having brother characters in video games because usually one, not ever as good as the protagonist, two, mostly useless, and three, 9 times out of 10 is just comedic relief or just straight up just like annoying, right?
Are you shitting on Luigi right now?
Yeah, 100%. Fuck Luigi.
It's my main, man. It's my main. What
no,
the? Yeah, Joshua was awesome. Yeah.
They were Clive and Joshua's relationship at first. When I first started the game, I was like, I don't give a shit about this little blonde kid. I don't care what he has to say. Like, oh yeah, he's the Phoenix. Oh wow, he's the main protagonist of this game. Oh, I'm sure that's not going to be a conflict at some point, right? Yeah, that ends pretty quick. But their relationship between Clive and Joshua is easily some of the best written kind of family drama that I've seen in a video game in a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Clearly, you don't know the drama between Mario and Luigi.
The
expansive Mario Luigi
kind of expands to the rest of the cast, though. I mean, the fact that you like build up this sort of found family angle with all of the supporting cast, and how the hideaway and Clive's role as Sid throughout the game like builds it up as a family. I think that drama is just really, really, really well done.
Yeah. One last thing before we move on to what we've been reading is I want to shout out to one scene in there, in the game, which is shot fucking beautifully. Is when you get to the desert area for the first time, and you go into the restaurant, and Clive is downstairs, Joshua's upstairs, and just the one shot of going all the way down and following Yote and stuff like that. Really, really well done. I that for some reason that one always sticks in my mind. It's just like the tension in the room, the tension in the building, and then knowing that Joshua's right upstairs and Clive doesn't know, and it's just like, it's really, really cool.
I saw on Twitter that someone like did a bounty break of that scene, and you can see Lord Byron hiding behind the counter, like taking sips of his ale. Like,
dude, yes,
he's an animation, but he's still animated back there, doing.
There's so much good little detail in his game, man.
Yeah,
it's really good. All right.
Wait, you guys didn't answer my question though. Favorite boss?
Oh, my favorite boss? Bahamut.
Yeah, but that Bahamut fight is so good because Dion is like not in control of himself at that point, and also doesn't know. Like Clive and Dion don't know they're supposed to be working together. So like, there's like this really weird tension. Where like, okay, I kind of don't want to be fighting him because we're supposed to be on the same side. That's so cool. But I think for me, either the grandiosity of the Titan fight or certain moments in the Ultima fight are phenomenal. I mean, when you use fire and then he uses fire, then you use fire, and then a voice line of the character comes up, and I'm like, this is it. Oh god.
I was popping the fuck off during that when he's like thunder, and you're like, I can do it better, bitch.
Yeah.
You hit him with the same thing. It's like fire. Hit him with the same thing. It's like, dude, dude.
And you hear
so
Josh's
fucking
voice
good.
and Jill's voice and Gab's voice and Sid's voice, and then it ends instead of with because you end with Odin, so you're not gonna hear Barnabas's voice. You hear Clive's dad's voice, and you're like, they fucking thought this through so well.
Oh, the mute and then the Soken going absolutely fucking ham in the background the whole time.
Oh my god!
Is one of the one reasons why I love the Bahamut fight is I think the Bahamut theme is really Bahamut's theme is probably the best theme in the game in my opinion, because I love the organ stuff that they do, and and I think it's also like a violin as well in the theme, and I'm a sucker for Mega Flare, Tetra Flare. Yeah,
they also incorporate old Final Fantasy music cues in such great ways.
The amount of times the Prelude theme is in this game in a different way is crazy.
Yeah, because then it's also kind of Jill's theme at a certain point, and then when you finish certain battles and the fucking choir comes out and does the classic battle victory theme from like the early Final Fantasy games, and it's the most epic goddamn thing you ever heard in your life, and I'm just shitting my pants at this point, just like
literally shitting during the fight.
I'm excited for the Game Awards, for the orchestra to play this game.
No. The Game Awards orchestra.
Yeah. Okay, we've talked a lot about Final Fantasy. Let's go on to what we've been reading. Sly, what have you been reading?
I threw a bunch of stuff on here. I don't think I've talked about any of this before. But a while back I read The Wicked Bargain, which is really good. It's like magical, non-binary Latina pirate.
A pirate.
That's all you need to know.
Okay.
Yeah, pirates. It's very like anti-Spanish colonizers, all that's fun stuff, and magic. That was really great. I read Like Real People Do and its sequel, which name escapes me at the moment. And that's like hockey / figure skater romance featuring a disabled protagonist. Definitely check the content warnings on that one, but it was really good. And then I'm in the middle of reading, what's the full name of this? Aranya and Spider-Man 2099 Dark Tomorrow, which is first person, which usually doesn't bug me. I'm not like an anti-first person kind of person, but for some reason it was like a little off to me, so it's been slow in going through that, but the story is really good. I'm really enjoying it. And then today I just checked out In Every Mirror She's Black, which is a book about 3 Black women in Sweden, I think, and I'm really excited to dive into that.
Sorry, go
ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say about the first person thing. That always messed with me with Game of Thrones, because like I'm pretty sure every chapter was first person in that, and it took me a little while to get used to a first person kind of novel.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a different vibe, and like some people are like anti first person, and I'm not. But it was just something that I wasn't clicking with super right away. But again, the story is really good, so it was worth sticking through that. And then I was just gonna say also the caveat of like an absurd amount of fan fiction. Like that's just the usual.
that's just a given. That's just a given.
Yeah.
That's like
another Tuesday.
That's like my Elden Ring. That's what that is right there.
Yeah.
That's my Elden Ring right
It
there.
really is.
Tucker. Okay, I've heard of this book because this book just came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
The video game of the year.
Yeah, I've got right here, Video Game of the Year by Jordan Miner. Very interesting book that chronicles sort of video game history through one of the most influential and popular games of each year, and what they did, the history behind each game, and what they did to sort of revolutionize the industry and bring it forward. And I think my favorite part about it is that it's presented in this way that shows off a unique piece of artwork for each one. Let's see, which game is that even for?
That looks like Pilgrim, right?
System Shock
No?
2. Yeah, System Shock.
Oh, okay. It's a different style then. Okay.
Yeah. Here's one. Here's the Sim City artwork. Pretty cool.
okay.
And then they have just a couple pages devoted to each game, and then a couple quotes from other people about other games that came out around that time or were inspired by each game. And I just think it's really cool to sort of track game history through the stories of specific games. And there's a couple games in there that I know about each of these games, but learning about each of them in a little bit deeper way, I think is very, very fascinating. It's just so well done. It's got this cool like rainbow gradient aesthetic to it. Like everything is following that, and I just think it's really, really cool and super well done.
It looks like a big book too. Looks like a nice read.
Yeah, it's
What year does it go up to?
Last year.
Oh,
2021.
Yeah,
Oh no, wait, then there's never mind. No, I'm wrong. There's a 2022 chapter about
Stanley Parable.
Nice.
which
Okay.
is such a good pull. That's one of my favorite
Fucking
games of
love
all
Stanley
time.
Parable.
That's one of my favorite games of all time.
So
I'm
good.
I'm so excited for that.
I am glad that games, like historical games, are starting to get a little bit more light. Like we watched Tetris as a watch party one of the nights, and seeing that movie, like sure it's like sensationalized for like some of the stuff, but like it's the gist of what happened, right? Like if you look at like the history of Tetris and how many people thought they had the rights and didn't have the rights and all that kind of stuff, it's really cool to see these games that are really old getting like this kind of treatment and treated with respect instead of like, oh, Tetris, like what it's a video game, what kind of type thing.
Treating games as art, as they should be.
Yeah. Fee, I hear you like jazz.
You like jazz? I was waiting for you to react to that because I wrote it in there. I don't think you ever saw it.
Oh no! Then I put the picture.
Wait, you put something else in there?
I put the picture.
Oh my god!
You like jazz? From the movie, you're muted by the way. From the movie.
I need to open this.
I thought it was Frank because Frank did that the other day. So then I put Frank, you owe us $10 in the Frank acting up jar, also known as the Frank swear jar.
Oh, that was me.
No, this is Harv. Harv owes you $10 in the Harv fucked up jar.
For people that don't know, this is what I did right here. This is our doc. This is our doc right here. See, like jazz. Oh, it's good times.
You're all fired.
What did I do?
You're fired too. You're just fired by association. That's how it'd be.
Yeah.
When you're with a group of people, you're just in it. You're in the trenches, man.
You're just in it.
Yeah, exactly. No, so what I did was I'm gonna bring this back once again, as I seem to be doing all night. So the other night I was just scrolling through Instagram, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna look at some people's reels, I guess. And one of the singers from a very, very small niche group called BTS, named Taehyung, was just like, he'll post like songs that he really likes, just like a picture of it and then a link to it to Spotify. And I was just like, why not? I'm just gonna go check it out. And it's called Too Much Sunshine by a artist named CHS. He is not Korean as far as I know, but I was just like, you know what, I need to listen to some music while I'm working, so I'm gonna try to find something. Recently, for people who've been listening to the podcast recently, I've been trying to learn Korean, so I've been trying to listen to a lot of Korean music, and I'm like, as much as I love K-pop, it's not very helpful when I'm trying to like work, when I start hearing songs that I really like, because then I'm just like ADHD, I get distracted, and then I just go listen to like a shit ton of K-pop, and then I'm like, where did my day go? So I was just like, you know what, I've always really enjoyed listening to jazz. So I found a playlist on Spotify called Jazzy Korea, and it's specifically, I guess it's curated by some people that work at Spotify, but there's just a lot of different jazz themed music by Korean artists, which was phenomenal. Some people, like I personally, everyone knows I love listening to just everything essentially, and so I was just like, you know what, taking two things I really enjoy and something that I'm trying to learn and bring it all together, and it is freaking fantastic. There are some like really like obscure stuff. There's one song that just like I sat there like I had to take a break and because it made me cry, which is Mother by Mellow Kitchen. It has no lyrics, it's just called Mother, and it was really great. Would highly recommend it if you just want to be really depressed, I guess. At least that was the feeling that I got. But there was like a few people, there was like one particular one, and it's called Annual Plant by Manic, which was, instead of a C, it's K, and they only have 1,000 listeners per month. And it's very obscure, but it is freaking fantastic, and I can't find them anywhere on the internet except for Spotify and on Apple Music. So yeah, I don't know.
No YouTube? Really?
No YouTube. No
Interesting.
YouTube. If you look up Manic and anything like that, it brings up, I think it's a very like underground UK rap group, and not the same thing whatsoever. So, and it's all cap locks. But no, that's just one in particular. Mellow Kitchen's really great, like I mentioned before. There's a number of other artists. I would highly recommend it if you need something to just listen to the background. If you enjoy jazz, would highly recommend it, because I know a lot of us listen to jazz in some capacity. And so if you want to branch out and check it out, there is some that has like actual like vocalists. Others, it's just completely instrumental. I'm sorry, my throat just got really dry for a second. And I'm like, but no, it's been something I've been keeping, like I keep on going back and checking it out because they update it every so often. So I think, let me see, they have about 7 hours and 14 minutes, which is great for a work day. You can start at the beginning and then end it off at the end of the day, if you have like breaks and lunches and stuff like that. But yeah, really niche, really like just a really good playlist overall. And it's not just like one type of jazz, there's multiple different, there's like bossa, there's all sorts of other fun ones as well. So would highly recommend.
What's your go-to type of jazz? I'm pretty sure I asked you this last week, but I could.
It really depends, I guess, specifically on my mood. I'm more like an upbeat kind of specific jazz, but yeah, I'm not very good at like naming all the genres.
I remember
name all 50 genres of jazz right now.
I remember going to a cheesecake place here in Vancouver, and there was a jazz band there while we went to go get cheesecake.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very random.
It was like a great combo.
I'm waiting for the punchline.
No, there was no punchline. There's no punchline. We rolled in with like
just some cheesecake and jazz.
We rolled in because we went to, I think we went to like a casino, and we're like, let's just get like, there was a stretched limo just sitting there. We're like, you know what? Let's just take that out and just go run around in Vancouver. And we just went to a cheesecake place. I mean, we were intoxicated, but you know, Intoxicated.
Oh.
Is that what
That's not what you said.
Is that when you're intoxicated when you're getting endocrine? Like, what is?
What? Oh, what?
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 I don't know what y'all are on.
What's Canadian
I
Tire?
understand it Harv perfectly.
No, I said that I was also in a jazz band when I was in high school. I played multiple instruments. Things.
What?
I thought I would keep the conversation about jazz bands.
I mean, Dustin said Dustin was also a jazz band in high school.
Yeah, played trombone, bass trombone, in the euphonium.
No, the thing
Love
that
euphonium.
the thing that sent
I'm a
me
big
was
fan of the euphonium.
the thing that sent me was Frank saying, "What's Canadian Tire?"
Okay, I'm gonna.
I need
Okay,
to know this. It
okay.
won't be this week, but I need you guys to explain to me how the fuck they're putting out 2-cent bills for Canadian Tire.
Okay, I just want to say I have never been so infuriated in my
Oh my
life
god.
as I do when I get into a Canadian Tire.
Even Dustin,
ain't
yeah.
making this any better either. It's coming.
It's hell.
I get so I don't know why. I went into a Canadian Tire like a few months ago and I'm not allowed back in there. I was so angry the entire
Oh my
time.
god.
I just hated the
There's something about the lighting when you walk in. There's just something. There's
Jesus,
just like
there's Canadian Tire lore, and I need to know this. I was watching a Linus Tech Tips video. He was talking about how there's like there's vintage Canadian Tire bills that you can buy on eBay for like
yes.
$40 Canadian.
yeah.
I don't know if did they discontinue Canadian
Yeah,
Tire
they
money?
did.
They did.
Yeah,
Oh,
they did.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you went to Canadian Tire, when you spent money, they would give you Canadian Tire money, which was like the same. Like instead of like $1, they give you a cent, and they give you like 2 cents, 5 cents, 10
Cold
cents.
Cash.
Sure.
Kind of,
Sure.
yeah. Think like Old Navy gives you cash for that too, right?
But they're
Sometimes
but it's
there's, like,
actual.
bedroom cash.
But it's like actual bills. Like these are actual bills. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
cash,
they're like
yeah.
paper bills.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was like cents. Like some of them were like 75 cents. Some of them were like very obscure. I just want to say my grandfather back in the day saved so much. He bought a bandsaw with Canadian
Oh my
Tire
God.
money. And this man just brings out wads of these freaking Canadian Tire, and he's just like I remember I went with him as I stood beside him as he's like counting them like this, and then he's just like bam, bam, and then he like bought an entire, and I was just like, oh, we're getting a bandsaw, like, oh, what are you paying with? And he says like, I don't need to pay.
I
I'm
have
paying with
Canadian Tire
money.
money.
And I'm like, oh my god, this man like had them in like he had them in freaking what is it, elastic bands,
Oh
and
my
he just had like
God.
wads of them, and he's just like,
My man's got racks on racks.
Is this like a hardware store? Like
Yes.
I
yes.
imagine. Okay, all right.
yes, but it's massive. Not only does it have
Isn't it
incredibly
also
weird-
like a low-key general store? I feel like you could buy everything.
there
at
is
Canadian
okay.
Tire.
There's like you can buy
get drinks
an
at
air
Canadian
fryer.
Dollar?
You can
Tire?
get a soda stream there. You
Oh
can
my
get
God.
drinks. There's an entire chip line there that has like weird chip puns. It's so much, and I don't know. It's just the lighting and the smell and just how chaotic it is. And I got
imagine it smells like
lost in it,
tires.
And
So
I
for
No.
some respect.
No.
no.
Do they sell tires there?
They
That'd be
do.
hilarious.
They
sell
do.
tires,
Okay.
yeah.
There's an auto shop that's connected to it as well.
Okay.
So you go there to get your
So-
winter tires and
Oh,
stuff.
okay. I think I know what our equivalent would be because we have a lot of these like Costco's that have like auto shops attached to them or
Yeah.
like Walmart's attached to them.
It's kind of like it's kind of like Walmart in a way, but it's like an auto shop, it's like an auto
Yes,
store though.
the puns are Frank. Yeah, there's
What?
Frank. Like it's specifically it's Frank brand, and they all have
What?
puns with Frank in it. I forgot about this. I took photos one time.
I swear I didn't know about this. I absolutely don't. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh my god. Yeah, no, it's Frank brand. I'm gonna have to get photos of this.
I think that's
No,
where I got my mini Christmas tree from. Was from because I have a Canadian Tire right
brand.
down my street.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
This is
no,
bigger than I
it's-
thought it was. I thought this was just a fucking auto. I thought it was an auto zone. Like,
Yeah,
No,
there's
it's
like,
a Costco auto center.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
what Bafana just said. It's like it's not fresh grocery, but anything else is fair game. Like
Yeah,
honestly,
Frank-
everything else is fair game.
Frank is kind of a big deal. Frank feels stuffed. And then we also have Frank keeps it classic. And we also
All right,
have
so back to
What the
that.
hell?
I'm a big fan of some swing.
what
Okay,
the
I put
fuck?
up with some ragtime. I don't know. I'm not actually
like-
a big jazz person.
Okay,
honestly.
I need a bag of that Frank brings home the bacon. That sounds fucking awesome. Maple bacon rippled potato chips? Excuse me?
Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Sounds
That
pretty
sounds
good.
fucking. That sounds cash, dude. Who do I gotta pay to send me some of these? Oh my god, they got everything.
yeah, it's the equivalent of like, what is it, the Walmart brand and stuff like that. That's what they have. It's
Oh, okay.
Frank. But no, I like all types of jazz. I will be honest. I'm drawing a blank right now. I was not prepared for the what is my favorite genre.
Whatever
that-
Phoenix writes jazz is, I feel like you're into that the
Oh, I
most.
love that. I freaking love
Yeah.
that. Also, recently it was brought to my attention that there's once again a very like specific YouTube channel, and they do jazz versions of K-pop. So they have like 17 and BTS and a bunch of others. and
Lucas,
they
I don't know if
also
you're
have-
there, Lucas. I think we need to get an intervention soon. I think we need to get a poster at
there's
some
no
point.
intervention. There's no intervention.
The next podcast is gonna be we're gonna record a podcast, but it's gonna say, instead of point of progress, it's gonna say intervention.
Intervention. Is there a K-pop board game yet? Has any of these K-pop people like
there's gotta
jumped
be.
into the board game field yet?
I don't-
God damn it,
I don't
Elgato.
know, but like apparently in Singapore there's like specifically the alma mater of Jungkook is trying to make a K-pop academy or like a K-pop school in Singapore. So that was a random article that I saw today, but I digress. I will send you the link to that, Bafana, so you can check it
According
out.
to Board Game Geek, there is a 2021 game called K-pop Becoming an Idol.
There you go.
All right.
We need to play it on Tabletop Simulator.
It's like K-pop.
Yeah.
It's like K-pop simulator.
I will wait until next week to really talk about K-pop because we'll have
Yeah,
someone
we're only
else.
getting 10% of Feast power right now.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
What the next week's guest? 1000%. That's the K-pop power hour.
You guys saw
Um,
how me, Harv, and Tucker were talking about Final Fantasy 16. Think that, but K-pop.
Yeah,
next
no,
week.
switching
Oh,
to K-pop.
I might even join it because I'm honestly the biggest K-pop enjoyer ever. I love K-pop.
I
Honestly, I
mean,
know more
guys,
about everything.
I
Um,
know a lot about K-pop too. See, watch.
What is the smoothest form of butter?
See?
Is it when it's like slightly melted, room temperature, melted? You know what I mean?
okay. Okay.
lot
room
of
temperature,
K-pop
obviously.
happening right
Okay.
here, Dad.
I feel like I just lost track of the whole conversation within one sentence.
Yeah, I like a nice salted butter. You know
That was
what I mean?
crazy.
Okay.
I feel like I went to sleep for a few seconds there.
I like a nice salted butter with my jam. You know what I mean?
Okay, Tucker, I'm going to explain it to you. There is a band, as you may or may not know, called BTS.
Behind the
I've
scenes.
heard of BTS, yes.
Okay, and they have a song called Butter. And the running gag is apparently Harv and Frank are the biggest K-pop, specifically BTS fans, and the only song that they constantly quote to me is Butter.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All
I
right.
can
All
prove
right.
it. I can prove it on air. Fee says apparently I can prove it on air. Tucker, ask me anything about BTS right now.
No, I don't care.
Anything, just anything.
How many
When
members-
did they found their band?
There you go.
I have no fucking clue.
Save the names in chant order. That's a thing, right?
Chant order.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank
Chant
you.
order?
I know one thing.
I don't know shit.
I
All
thought
right.
we were waiting till next week to do all this.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry, we
Oh,
are.
wow.
Sly, take us home with what you've been listening to.
Okay, first of all, I have a question. Why is it that the deaf one is the only person who's listened to anything this week?
Because you don't want to hear about my music. wanna use this to
I
stream.
listen.
Maybe
I've been
that's
listening to a
great.
lot of Punjabi music. That's where I'm at. So like, I
Did-
don't know.
Talk about what I listened to for like
Yeah,
30
what dude? What the
minutes.
shit? Ever heard of the song Butter?
Anyways,
Yeah, I really just only listened to Butter this week.
Yeah.
so my co-host and friend from Thirsty Thursday, JJ, this week I was like, hey, bestie. I'm just gonna keep talking over you. I asked him to give me like an intro to Conan Gray because I knew like maybe 2 songs, and I really liked what I knew, but like for some reason it didn't feel very approachable. So JJ made me an entire playlist. It's like an intro to Conan Gray's music, basically. And I'm trying desperately to find the name of that because it is on Spotify. And it's something. Oh, it's called Let's Describe JJ in College. And it's just very queer. Anyways, that's not the point. I've been listening to a lot of that. Shocker, the person who the 2 songs that I knew really liked, I really like. So that's been fun. My new alarm. Oh, a while back on We'll Throw the After Party, we were talking about a certain struck TV show, and a certain quote from a certain character within that show having to do with revenge. And Liz was like, I need this line clip and then Better Than Revenge, Taylor's version. So I made an edit of that line into Better Than Revenge, and it's very good. You can find the audio on After Party Show SHO's TikTok. And then I made it my like morning alarm. So it's like the line and then the and it's a jam, and I just don't turn my alarm off in the morning anymore. So that's been fun. And then a while back I made a playlist that like the vibes are like wistful summer jams. I don't know. And I called it Half Agony, Half Hope. It's about, I don't know, what, like 30 minutes-ish, 10 songs. It's a vibe. At least I think so. And I've been really jamming up to that lately. You should be able to find it on Apple Music and Spotify. But yeah, listening to a lot of things.
Nice. I've been listening to a lot of lo-fi Final Fantasy music because that's
a good choice.
Yeah, well, because I do Elden Ring challenger runs, so like I need something that is chill but not like crazy. So I've been doing that. There's a sound on TikTok right now that people are doing that is like the sound of like an iPhone alarm when it's on vibrate, and it gives me PTSD every single time.
Dude,
I hear it.
Every fucking time I hear that alarm tone.
Yeah. I cry inside a
For
little
the
bit.
longest time, my morning alarm at like 4 a.m. was the clipping song "Get Up," and it starts with like an alarm, and then
Yeah, I
becomes
remember you were
beat,
talking
and
about
it's
that.
very good. Every time I listen to that album and that song comes on, I have like war flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like I can't listen to that song anymore.
I also found out a couple of days ago, one of our friends, or one of the people, friend of the show, Twinkles. I don't know if you guys know. I don't know if people, yeah, Twinkles. He had no idea what the Grimace trend was, and he played a game with the like.
That was me.
With the Grimace, like it was like the Grimace. It was like some game on Steam that had Grimace in it, and it was like, and it was something to do with the Grimace.
To shake the game, yeah.
Yeah, and he had no idea that this was a thing, and I was like, "You live in just bliss right now." Like, it's so good. It's so good. But yeah, that's everything. That's everything we've been doing this week. Thank you guys so much for coming, for joining, for watching, for listening. I'm gonna go around the horn. Sly, where can everybody find you?
You can find us frantically trying to rework the entire concept of the show on We'll Throw the After Party at After Party SHO all over the internet. Hopefully we will hear back from the SAG-AFTRA influencers email about some questions we had regarding like what content we can cover. But yeah, we're hanging out, we're doing our thing, and very much in support of both strikes going on right now for the WGA and SAG-AFTRA. You can maybe find us on TikTok Live every Thursday for Thirsty Thursday, another show we might have to rework our entire concept of the show for, but we'll see. It might just turn into just fan fiction, because that's what we talk about half the time anyways. And if you want to, I guess you can find me on the internet everywhere at SlyCloudMC. Not much happening there. I'm just kind of existing, and just not being on the internet, which is kind of nice. However, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
For sure. Frank, aka Cat. Where could we find you?
Hello, Cat. Find me at the Frank GV, where I talk shit about video games on Twitter. You can also find me on TikTok with the same name, where I'll be posting clips of some freak nasty Call of Duty clips. Honestly, some of the most disrespectful shit I've ever done, I did last night, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. If Twitter will actually like go past 99% and actually just upload the damn video. But yeah, you can also find me here at Point in Progress, where I talk about my cat. And next week we'll talk about K-pop, because I'm super into that shit.
Yeah. V, where can everybody find you?
You can find me here. You can find me over on Twitter. You can find me.
You can find me here.
You can find me here.
Oh yeah, I'm right here. Hey, what do you mean? What do you mean find me? I'm right here.
Yeah.
You can find me over at twitch.tv/Zoranix, where I've been playing a few video games. So I'll be streaming tomorrow night, unless I get some sort of heat stroke, because I'm going out for the day tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. And a few other times before my vacation's over, because I'm on vacation until Monday. So definitely go check me out over there.
Nice. Also, everybody that's in chat right now, it's Fee's birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Fee.
Everybody send Fee a happy birthday
you're
tweet.
listening to this,
Yes.
if you are listening to the podcast sometime in the future, drop what you're doing, tweet Fee, and be like, happy birthday. And I just want Fee to get random birthday messages whenever you hear this forever.
I want it to be so fucking known that it's Fee's birthday today that I want her to go to a random Starbucks that she's never even been to, and they say happy birthday, Fee.
Now, Fee, what time is it for you right now?
It is technically 12:34.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's not technically your birthday anymore.
Damn it.
Excuse me.
Damn
So,
it.
as my boss said, it is my birthday week, so
That's a good point. My
it
bad.
doesn't matter.
Also, shout out to happy birthday to Reaper's Pass as well, right? Is that
No, that's
the Reaper
that's a
the-
joke. That's a joke. I think his birthday's in
okay.
January. I think.
motherfucker?
Isn't it freaking Karl's birthday around now?
Who?
I haven't talked to that dude in forever.
Apparently today is also Benedict Cumberbatch's birthday.
Well, look
Yep.
at that.
It's also Karl's birthday today. Karl Jacob's
That's
birthday.
what I just said.
Oh,
I
I'm
did not hear-
Oh, I got a grilled cheese from that guy one time, or I got it from like a smash burger place, and it was like, get the Karl cheese, and I'm like, sure, why not? It was free.
There you go.
See, too
Today's
many birthdays in July.
Too many birthdays.
We got
Apparently, Bafana's gonna make the random thing happen. So good luck on that, Fee.
no more July babies.
I'm supposed to hang out with Bafana this weekend, so I'm concerned. Bafana, if you tell the place that we're going to that it's my birthday, I'm going to straight up walk out.
Oh, 1000% he's gonna do that.
Oh, 100%. Bafana, I'd be disappointed if you did it, honestly.
So okay, so before we get to Tucker, I just want to point this out. We were sitting in Discord, and Robo, one of our buddies who streams, had his new merch drop, and she bought something and then said she put a note on there. She's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't buy this," or she put a note on there, and then she said in chat, "Please don't read the note that I put on there." What do you think? What do you think Robo's gonna do? Read the note on stream while she's there. I was like, why would you bring it up?
I mean, he had respect my wishes rather than read off the fact that I put like, can't wait to hang this on my wall because I originally had planned on buying the poster, but it cost like $30 extra for me to get the poster and get that chip. So I'm like, maybe another time. And so then I was just like, oh shit, I forgot to remove that. And then he was just like, oh, Fiona, you bought one. That's thank you so much. And I'm like, oh, just don't read the comment. And then Harv was like, what do you mean? What did you think he was gonna do? I'm like, maybe respect my wishes. I don't know. Like I asked him nicely. I wasn't like, hey, dum dum, please don't read this.
She would say that in my chat though. She would say that in my
Of
chat.
course, I would say that in your chat because it's you.
Yeah.
Oh my
Mhm.
god, I literally I subbed to you to tell you to pay, like to buy another game other than playing Elden Ring. Of course, I'm gonna pay.
She pays me to insult me.
True.
Tucker, where can everybody find you?
Well, I do YouTube videos. I know that's a shocker. A little guy making YouTube videos about video games, pretty rare these days.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know.
We invented the podcast, so we know what you're talking
As far
about.
as I know, yeah. But My channel is Backlog Banter, and we lost about 90% of our subscribers earlier this year because we had to restart our channel. So we went from almost 1,200 subscribers to now we have 70. So if you'd like to help us get back to 1,200 subscribers, I would appreciate it. But we have a new review of Final Fantasy 16. If you like hearing my thoughts on it and want to hear some deeper thoughts, 2 hours of that. Exoprimal review went up today. We just recorded a video about why we love Pikmin. Pikmin 4 comes out on Friday, so we're doing a video about that. But lots of fun stuff about video games to talk about. This is a great year for video games. A lot of fun things to discuss. And if you ever want to talk to me about video games, I'm obsessed.
What was the channel name? It's gonna be in the description afterwards.
I got
but what's
it here.
You got it? Okay.
Backlog Banter.
Putting it in in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You put nothing in the chat.
I'm guessing Archives is the old one, right?
Yeah, BLB Archives is our old channel. Yeah. It's got all the old videos on it.
Yeah, go give Tucker a fucking sub, man.
And if you like movies, we have a second channel called Backlot Banter.
I just found it. I found that one.
Yes. And we do reviews. We do a lot of movie reviews.
Can you throw that link in the description, Harv?
Why can't I see the links? That's weird.
What?
It's weird. My chat's being weird.
Oh.
But yeah, it's gonna be in the description. But yeah, go follow them. Go follow Tucker, because it's not just you, right? It's somebody else. It's you and somebody else, or is it just you?
Yeah, no, I've got a whole group of friends that do our videos on the video game side. It's me and my friend Abram. But then I also have plenty of guests on there. On the Exoprimal review is me and my friend Bo. And on Final Fantasy it was me and my friend Andrew. And then on our movie reviews, we have our other two co-hosts, my roommate Tanner Dykstra and our friend Timo, where we do a lot of movie reviews. So yeah, no, it's not just me. I can't just like sit there and talk about video games. I gotta have someone else to like bounce off of. I feel like I would go insane, like sitting in front of a camera talking about Final Fantasy for 2 hours by myself.
Honestly, one of my favorite things is to just write a script about a video game and just talk about it. But then again, I don't do it for like 2 hours. It's like a 10-minute video, so it's not like
yeah, of course,
a crazy thing. So. You can find me, Beard in the Hair, pretty much everywhere at Beard in the Hair. You can find me here on Point in Progress. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys like the content, hit the like button. If you guys like the content on the channel, hit the sub button. We record every Wednesday over on youtube.com/pointinprogress. We do reaction streams and some gaming stuff on twitch.tv/pointinprogress. You can follow us. Follow us at twitter.com/pointinprogress with all the stuff that's happening during the week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and progress has been made.
Shout out to Jill from Final Fantasy 16.
Shout out to Jill.
Shout out to Jill.
Wow.
Especially in that flowers cutscene.
Oh
that was a great goddamn cutscene. Jesus Christ.
Real tear jerker.
What's that?
Shout out to Megan Rapinoe.
See, I know who that is.
She's retiring soon.
Is she in Final Fantasy?
Is she a Final Fantasy? Yeah, she's a Final Fantasy character.
I should have said, shout out to Mrs. Sue Bird.
There we
Her
go.
official title.
Is that like a summon or something?
Yeah, I don't. Is it? Oh no, I think it's an Exoprimal.
Ball. Thank you very much.
It's a character in Exoprimal. Oh man.
It's not Final Fantasy or Exoprimal. I don't care. You can't convince me.
That's where he is right now.
Real people are not real right now.
Yeah. All right, chat. Thank you so much for everybody else in the chat. What just happened?
No, Bavada said, did someone just ask us Megan?
Rapinoe in Final Fantasy.
Here's the honest truth. I have no idea who that is. Never once in my life heard of that person.
Who Megan Rapinoe is?
Never once.
Sly is now going to send you a file, an
plays,
actual like CAA file on them.
Plays for the U.S. soccer team.
I could not. Frankly, I'm sorry, Sly. I could not care less. I simply could not. If it's chemically impossible.
Oh, it's fair. It's fair. Sly Sly and I are the only people that like sports, and we talk sports sometimes. So,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, we roast him all the time about it.
Sports sometimes.
I mean, she's just getting into baseball of all things.
Now,
Sports.
if we're talking exoprimal sports,
Oh, there we go.
yeah.
There we go.
My favorite sports is Space Jam.
I mean, wait, did you watch Space Jam 2?
No.
I did. That was an unfortunate choice on my end.
I made a very calculated move to not ever watch that movie.
The closest I got to sports this year was watching 80 for Brady.
Why does it sound familiar?
It's a movie about 4 80-year-old women who go to the Super Bowl to meet Tom Brady.
Oh yes, I've heard of this movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of this, but I've not seen this. This actually sounds pretty good.
What Bafana just said.
really
This is
funny.
what we need. We need Fee here on Pip
Okay.
to do a stream of the baseball trade deadline, and I want her to break down all the trades that happen in baseball.
God,
We got a
no.
resident baseball expert right here.
Let's get Fee to rank baseball players on an A to S tier.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know some people would agree. The only thing I'd be able to rank is 1, the advertisements, and then 2, all the fucking cake. There's so much of it. Why are they
Cake.
so like?
They're
Oh,
ass-
they're
Caked
asses.
up. Okay,
Yeah.
You're talking about caked up. Got it. All right.
Because their uniforms are very tight.
Understatement.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right, I'm out. See
Okay.
y'all later.
Bye, Sly. All right, chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We appreciate you guys like crazy. We'll be back next week. We have another guest because Mario is he's somewhere in America.
Hunting dinosaurs.
Yeah, he's hunting
apparently.
dinosaurs
An
apparently.
exoprimal?
Yeah, apparently he's doing his real life exoprimal. That's
Oh,
what he's
that's
doing.
so cool. Oh yeah.
He's fighting the source of exoprimal right now. But we got a fun guest that for next week. We'll announce it on Twitter. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Later.